Yo, what's good? What's good? Man, I'm running behind time. Man, I messed around and dozed off. Boy, sometimes you gotta watch yourself when you get older, young fellas. When you get a little older, man, you mess around and take a nap. Anyway, 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 how's everybody doing out there? Y'all doing good? Robert Parr is in the building. What's good? Danny Landis is in the building. Sin Miz, what's good? What's good? What's good? Man, listen, I'm super excited this morning. I'm super excited this morning, right? I'm excited. And listen, and I know y'all gonna be like, man, Uncle Freezy, man, why you always be coming with that mess? Why you be coming with that mess? You talking about Coach Color Blocks? What's good? I know y'all are like, man, Uncle Freezy, what you talking about, man? What are you talking about? What are you excited about? What are you excited about? What's good? Kane Jerry, what's good? What's good? Ty Walker, I see you. I see you, Ty Walker. What's happening? So, Maverick, what's up, Mav? What's happening, Mav? What's happening? Prince Poti was good. Ilmatics was good. Was good. So, we wanted Quickly to start, right? Y'all like, hey, man, Emmanuel Quickley must start. Alfred Payton is trash. It's time for Quickly to start. Delano Steele is in the building. What's good? So y'all wanted Emmanuel Quickley to start. And he comes out against the Utah Jazz and throws out a clunker. A clunker. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I want Quickly to start, right? I want Quickly to start because I don't want Alfred Payton starting, right? I don't want Alfred Payton starting on this team, man. I just don't. Hey, so Sin Man say, let me put this up here. It's no y'all and us, Freezy. Hey, man. Hey, man. I'm going by majority rules. The ghetto intellect is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The ghetto intellect is in the building. So here's the thing. We wanted Quickly to start. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about majority rules. I'm talking about us as a group. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about majority rules. No big deal. No big deal. You know. We wanted Quickly to start. There's no shame. There's no shame in that. We wanted Quickly to start. I wanted Quickly to start because I'm frustrated with Alfred Payton. Y'all heard my displeasure with Alfred Payton. You heard my displeasure. I gave you examples. And salute Salute to the chat this mighty fine morning. Salute to the chat. I am one that hopes the plane takes off without Elfrid Payton. Y'all remember that show, What's Happening, from back in the day? Remember that show, What's Happening, from back in the day? When Raj rerun and Dwayne walking down the street dribbling the basketball, and the truck stops, and Raj and Dwayne catch a ride, and they take off without rerun, and rerun is running behind the truck like, "Hey guys, wait on me." Yes, that's what I want to happen to Elfrid Payton. That is what I like to happen to Elfrid Payton. I'm so frustrated with Elfrid Payton. I can't stand myself. I'm so frustrated with Elfrid Payton right now. I just can't. I can't deal with it anymore. I just can't deal with it anymore. I want the truck to take off with Raj and Dwayne. That's where I am. That's where I am. I'm so frustrated with Elfrid Payton. I'm beside myself. And I know y'all gonna say, "Well, what does that have to do with?" Yeah, what does it have to do with? But here's the other part. Here's the other part, right? Bricks Nation, what's good? Bricks Nation, what's good? I see you. Frederick, what is good? I see you, Frederick. I see you. What's good? I see you. And the Bears see you also. Bricks Nation. Oh, crap. Oh, here we go. There is a Parish Duggar sighting. Parish Duggar. What's good? What's good, Parish Duggar? What's happening? You thought I was going to come on here and complain about a loss to the Utah Jazz. Well, I'm going to get to that some. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. Mostly. So I have a case of the post-nap yawns. Y'all ever had the post-nap yawns? Like you take your nap and you still yawning. You're like, what am I yawning for? But I have a case of the post-nap yawns. But I'm not sleepy. And I'm not tired. Oh, well, I may be a little tired. But my energy is up. And I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you that I'm hype. Right? I'm hype. Right? I'm still hyped about this team. And I'm here to tell you 42-30 is real. 42 wins and 30 losses is real. And if y'all don't think 42-30 is real, y'all are delusional. 42-30 is real. (42-30 is real. Hey, Tom Walker, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Share on your social media. Make sure you turn your notifications on. You're already in the virtual chat. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, when you start talking mostly Knicks stuff, we can get you in this video chat. Stephen Fox is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Foxy was disgusted last night. You can see it, trying to talk positive and not having positive ammo. Foxy was good job. Good job, Foxy. I'm K-Ben is in the building. Juju 92 was good. Jermaine Royster's in the building was good. So I'm gonna send this invite out real quick, but I want to do something before y'all come in here and try to put them paws on me about 42 and 30. Believer of the God of Moses and Elijah, Raphael was good. Dripmore is in the building. I was listening to Foxy last night. I was bragging about the show, right? And don't hey y'all don't kill me or whatever, but I was bragging about the show to this guy that I know. He's a vendor of us. Anyway, it's just a dude that I know. Real good dude. Older fella. Right? And so he was like, man, I wish I could just quit right now and just go on and do such and such. And I'm like, yo, I'm with you. I'm with you. Would I rather be doing something else right now? Yes. We just having the talk. The dude's about 15 years older than me, something like that. 13, 14, 15 years older than me. And he was having a talk like, man, we working and such and such. So the young guy walks up to us. Well, young guy walks up to us and says, hey, y'all just standing around doing such and such. I want to be the man one day. This is my joint. I'm like, well, it can't be mine because I own. You can't be the man in here because this is Uncle Freezy's joint. But maybe you can move up. I say that you can't just come in here and just take over. You might be able to start your own joint. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to start your own joint and then drive it into the ground. But until while you work for somebody else, you got to go by the rules. Young fella just goes off. I work hard. I put the work in. Hey, you seen how good I've been? Yeah, yes, sir. I see how good you are, and I appreciate you. But you got to keep putting that work in, young fella. You got to keep putting that work in. You don't just wake up one day and try to bump Stephen Fox out the way. Just an example. Stephen Fox put work in. Stephen Fox has grinded for a long time. You don't just come take Stephen Fox's job. What's going on with you? But I'm good. I'm talented. And my family is hungry. And I'm dedicated to the cause. And I want to move up right away. And Uncle Freezy is like, I like that. I like young lions. As an old lion, I like young lions. You know what I'm saying? To keep you on your toes, keep you sharp, right? Hey, salute to the Legion of Knicks podcast. So the young lion, you know what I'm saying, is like, raw, raw. And so people are walking by like they're hearing the young lion roar, raw. But as an old lion, I don't need to roar. I don't need to roar to let people know that I'm around, right? People that have been around know that I'm the old lion, right? They know that I'm the old lion. I don't need to roar. I roar in unexpected things. Like I roar when I stretch. I'm like, roar! You know what I'm saying? I roar on other stuff. I accidentally roar. Like I have so many roars stored up. You know what I'm saying? That I roar accidentally. I don't roar just to let people know that I can roar. So the young guy's like, rah, 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 rah. And people come around like, okay, what's going on, Uncle Freezy? Like the young fella is roaring. He wants to be the man, right? He desperately wants to be the man, and I feel him. I knew this was coming. I knew he wanted to be the man weeks ago, months ago. Months ago, I knew that he wanted to be the man, right? And I know y'all are out there like, what in the world does the young lion roaring have to do with the Knicks losing last night? Just be patient with me, y'all. Let me paint a picture, right? Let me paint a picture. So the young lion is roaring like, roar. And so another young lion comes up and he tries to roar, but his roar is not the same. His roar is a little weaker. Like, roar. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. I get it. So I look at the other young lion and I'm like, okay, I got you. So y'all want to kind of take over this joint, huh? Well, I have other young lions too that want to take over too. You know what I'm saying? But there's an old lion in the building, right? And until the old lion is gone, the young lions have to be young lions, right? Because when danger's around, it doesn't matter how many young lions there are, only the old lion can take care of impending danger, right? I don't care. I look at one of them, and he's a ginger, right? So you know what I say to him? He's a ginger. So you know what I say to him? I'm like, Simba, you're not ready. And he's like, oh, Uncle Freezy, why you call me Simba? Yeah, that's disrespectful. Well, that's disrespectful. And I'm like, no, listen. When the time comes, right? When the time is right, you'll know, right? But right now, we can't risk the entire territory because a young lion or two or three feel like they're ready, right? You have to be ready. You know what I'm saying? You can't just feel like you're unproven every time you face danger. Every time you face danger, every time you face danger, the old lion has to come rescue you. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And they're like, "What you? But the machines. I just need time on the. Nah, listen, young lion, young lion. Listen, you don't have to make excuses. What I'm telling you is that when something happens, y'all have to come get the old lion. You hear me? And I'm looking right at you. I'm looking right at you. When danger comes, you have to come get the old lion, right? You understand that, right? But the situations always be no. We don't want to hear no excuses, man. Listen, young lion, young lion, enjoy being a young lion because someday you're going to be an old lion and you're going to be looking at the days when you were a young lion, wishing that you were a young lion, right? So I said all of that to say this. Emmanuel Quickley, Emmanuel Quickley, enjoy your time coming off the bench, right? Enjoy your time coming off the bench. Obi Toppin, enjoy your time coming up. Sima Singh, what's good? Jay Singh, what's good? Obi Toppin, enjoy your time coming off the bench. RJ Barrett, enjoy your time. Enjoy your time as a second year player. Because there's going to come a day when you're going to be the 10-year vet looking back at your career and you're going to wonder what you did wrong. Obi Toppin, enjoy this time right now when you have zero responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to come a day when you're going to be the 10-year vet with 6 layers of clothes on and a bag of ice on each knee, wondering how did your career go by so fast, right? Emmanuel Quickley, enjoy being a young lion. RJ Barrett, Enjoy being a young lion. You are a young lion, RJ Barrett. Enjoy that time right now. Don't pout. Enjoy this time. Because before you know it, you're going to be the old lion. You're going to be the old lion before you know it. Enjoy this time right now. Because there's going to be plenty of times that you're going to get into battles and you don't know if you're going to win or lose, but you're going to try real hard. Just like the old lions. Right? You know what the difference between a young lion and an old lion is? Y'all know what the difference between a young lion and an old lion, right? The old lion survived. That's the difference. The old lion survived. Eli M, what's good? The old lion survived all those years through all that stuff. There were some young lions that didn't make it, Kevin Knox. There are some young lions that didn't make it, Frank Ntilikina. There are some young lions that didn't make it, Dennis Smith Jr. So Emmanuel Quickley, young lion, RJ Barrett, young lion, enjoy this time. Because before you know it, you will be an old lion. You will be an old lion before you know it. Right? And I'm sorry about getting into this thing about the young lion and the old lion story, but I drew some parallels because of something that happened to me, last night, and Emmanuel Quickley. But before I go any further, check this out.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Let me throw this thing here in the chat real quick. I've been wanting to do that. I just wanted to get that story out real quick, that analogy out real quick, just so that it wouldn't be interrupted. So, Alton Lee, what's good? So I didn't know that. So Sima Singh says, Lawrence here, speaking of lions, that is what Singh means. I did not know that. So that was dope. Hey, good morning, fam.
Well, top of the morning, I thank you for that lion analogy. It's very important. And I want to make sure that it correlates to this platform. I'm a young lion under your roar. And if at any point I get out of place, tap me on the shoulder so I could get out the way. This for me ain't clout. This is to make sure that we're having great conversations about the New York Knicks, showing our passion. As I look at the Warriors fans, so I feel like I'm being trolled a little bit, but I'm going to stay focused on what I got to say. But This, for me, this platform is about our passion for the New York Knicks. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to wake up when I'm available to give you that energy on the Knicks. Hopefully, partake some knowledge. Salute to the panel. I'm happy to be here this morning. Thank you for having me.
And so the thing is with the young lion story, the guy is like, hey, Uncle Freezy, I come to work every day, man. I stay when you want me to. I work real hard. I'm dependable. You know what I'm saying? I need more stuff. Like I need more meat on the bone. And I'm like, young fella, I respect that, right? But dominate the little stuff that I give you first, right? Don't just do it. Don't just be average at the little stuff that I give you. And then once you dominate that stuff, we'll just move a little bit at a time. Don't look on to take on stuff that old lions take on as a young lion. When you're a young lion,
It'll make.
What up, GI?
yeah. Hey, so you were saying something, GI?
Yeah, or is it freezing, guys?
I'm sorry.
No, I just want to say hello to Ill Matrix, man. Been in the chat with him. The chat guys, we got a different relationship than the panel guys. So salute to Ill Matrix, man. Put a name with a face.
All right. So just wanted to throw something out just real quick. So I see a lot of people jump ship last night when the Knicks lost to the Jazz. A lot of people jump ship. And I'm here to tell you, guys, don't jump ship. Why are you jumping ship? Right? We played the Utah Jazz at home, right? And we lost to the Utah Jazz. Before the game, the Utah Jazz were 12-4, the best team in the NBA, right? Right? And we lost. So what? We lost to the best team in the NBA, but we had a 1-point lead against them on their own floor, right? And we couldn't score down the stretch. They didn't put pause on us. You know what they did? They outlasted us on their own floor. They're the best team in the league. And legit fans of the Knicks and Knicks content creators of all shapes and sizes were jumping ship. We can't just jump ship after every loss. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we have to realize who we are. The Knicks are not the best team in the NBA, right? We're not top 5. We're not top 6 in the NBA. But you know what? We're competitive. We're competitive. This time last year, we were not competitive, and we had about 60 games to go. We had about 65 games to go, and we were not competitive. So we knew it was going to be a disaster of a season. This season, we're competitive. Teams have to respect us. Decius Thomas was good. Teams have to respect us. Oh, boy. Teams have to respect us. Hey, so Todd Walker, I know you want to say something positive, Knicks. I saw you on Ron's joint. So what Knicks positive stuff you have to say?
You guys brought a fight against the Jazz. I was expecting a blowout, but you guys brought a fight, and you guys could have won that game. But I mean, you're going against a good Jazz team, but you played pretty good against them.
Right.
So salute to that game.
Right. Yeah, the Jazz they showed. So the young lion and the old lion analogy played out right before our eyes last night when the young lion and Emmanuel Quickley was establishing himself around the NBA, came in and faced the old lion and say, "Hey, Ty, I can't do the warrior thing is dope. I just can't flash it." You know, so the deal with the young lion and Emmanuel Quickley, he went against the old lion and Mike Conley. And Mike Conley, as the old lion, said, "Hey, son, listen, your day is gonna come. Your day is gonna come, Emmanuel Quickley. We can't deny you that, because you don't score 30 points, 31 points in the NBA, right? If you're not a bona fide player." And especially with a team that has a slow pace like the New York Knicks, that means all 31 of those points that you scored, you grinded through the process and scored those points. You didn't pick cherries. You know what I'm saying? You weren't cherry picking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Glenn Robinson? Y'all look at Glenn Robinson. You were like, Glenn Robinson scored 35 last night, and he made it cross half court barely, but got like 8 points on cherry picking layups. and going to the free throw line and knocking down like 15 out of 17 or something. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is to Knicks fans, especially Cornerstone Kev, because I saw you on Nothing But Knicks last night, and I saw your face, and I was like, if Kev is feeling like that after a loss to the Utah Jazz, then I'm gonna have to offer him a pick me up, right?
Ain't nothing to pick me up, man. I'm pissed. We should have won that game last night.
Hey man, Kev, the team that you lost to was 13-4, and you
beat this team too,
and you played exactly. So there's a measure of revenge. This team is 13-4, and guess who gave them one of those 4?
Us.
Illmatic. Guess who gave them one of those 4?
It was us.
Right. So the thing is this about the silver lining in a cloud. First of all, anybody that's watch anything in nature grows. If you watch anything in nature grow, right? You know that the cloudy days are just important as the sunny days. You need rain, you need sunshine and rain to grow, not just sunshine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like the old Osley Brothers song, "Join Your Pain, Sunshine and Rain." You need both, and you know what the lesson is to Emmanuel Quickley. I'm not the old lion yet. I'm still the young lion, right? You know what the story is to RJ Barrett. I'm not the old lion yet. I'm the young lion. These dudes want to be greats in the NBA, but it's a process. And you can't skip steps. When you skip steps, you become Kevin Knox.
And you know what? You know what? Honestly, after what I saw last night, practically he lost his game last night. Because we were up two. And we miss a shot, and Clarkson goes down, all the way down, with Knox trailing him. And what does he do? What does Clyde always say? If you're going to foul a guy, make sure he can't hit the shot.
Right.
He hits the shot and fouls him.
Oh, my goodness.
So that makes us down 1. Then we're down 4. Then we're down 10.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that was all 0. That's all they needed. And that was in the fourth quarter.
I saw it.
I'm done with him. I'm done with Kevin Knox.
I saw it. We were down 1, then 4, then 7, then 10.
10.
Yes.
And didn't even threaten to look back.
Right.
No, we got we wanted to go home afterwards.
So I don't want to blame the entire thing on Kevin Knox though. I don't want to blame the entire thing on Kevin Knox.
I'll put it on Tibbs too.
Hey,
what the hell are you leaving Rivers on the bench for, not bringing him in the halfway through the third quarter?
Meanwhile, you're letting Burks shoot us out of the game.
Yes.
And they play the same position. They play the same position basically. So you let one guy
getting torched by Ingles, Clarkson, and who was the other dude? I don't know his name, but he was hitting threes as
Bogdanovich.
No, not him. The other dude.
O'Neal.
Say again.
O'Neal.
Well, him too, but there was another guy that was coming off the bench hitting threes.
Oh, he has a foreign name. I know. Royce O'Neal had an amazing game.
Yes. I'm looking at Tibbs' rotation. On Ron's Man podcast, I caught a little bit of it this morning. This guy Tim is usually on there, and he led into Tibbs with his rotations. They don't run. It's always a slow pace when they're running.
Right.
And his rotations, right now are crap. He's not using his players to, I know we're devoid of talent. I know we're devoid of talent. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to say
you can't have both. You can't have both, Kev. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you came in on fire. You can't have both.
But G.I., you can coach the team better than him, man. You can coach it better than him. G.I., you can. You can. You know why? Because you wouldn't have Alfred Payton in there. That's the first thing. You would not have Alfred Payton in there.
Well, when you say I wouldn't have Payton in, let's for argument's sake said I didn't start quickly. I mean, let's say I started quickly, right? Let's say Quickley had the same performance, because you cannot project that his outcomes last night would have been different in the starting role, because I think that's what I hear Nick saying. When I hear about whether somebody starts or not, it's because they determine how many minutes they're getting. Okay. So let's say he would have did that same role in the starting as a starter.
Right.
You're still going to Alfred Payton. Alfred Payton is still going to play a bunch of minutes in this game. So whether you flip them, the outcomes are still going to pretty much be the same.
Okay.
And so I hear you. My thing is, and I'm gonna let you go because you're on fire and I'm loving it, and I'm feeding off the energy.
I'm just angry.
But it's not any one player that let us down. It's after our first two guys continue to do what they do night in, night out. The next 3 or 4 guys can't get it done. After Randall and RJ, I can name you 6 other players that could potentially get it done. And none of the 6, other than 24 minutes of Rivers, got it done. Exactly. Somebody else has got to say, I can do it tonight. They had the ball in their hands. They put the shots to the rim.
Exactly.
So you could get mad at Tibbs. I think heavy is the head that wears the crown. I think he understood that when he took the job. So I'm not going to protect him from that. But at some point, I need NBA players to be NBA players.
Amen.
And that's where I'm resting. And that's where I'm resting my head.
Amen. I totally agree with you on that. And here's another thing, GI. If you see Burks doesn't have it on both ends of the court, because he was bad on defense as well. If you don't see it, you're gonna sit him down, right or wrong.
Right. But we got. Oh, I'm sorry. Illmatics.
You know what? There's actually some silver linings. Let's get away from the obviously negative stuff, because that's kind of what it is. Silver lining is that we were in the game with all the teams that we were supposed to lose to. Every game, the game we won, we should have maybe lost.
Yeah.
Other games, except Sacramento. Sacramento, we blew it. We should have had that. But every other game, we were hanging with them. These guys last night, we were hanging with them. The
Portland game was stolen from us.
Yeah. No, we had.
Yes, I agree, Uncle.
Every one of those games is winnable for us. Obi Toppin took a step forward this week.
Yeah,
I like what he did last night.
It's not much, but it was a step forward. We saw that Quickley can do things that the other previous good games weren't flukes, but he's still a rookie, young lion.
Right.
Explain to me the enigma of Kevin Knox.
Oh no, Kevin Knox is very consistent, dude. He's very consistent. He's consistently getting one basket and nothing else. He's very consistent. Right. I expect nothing else from him because this is what I don't even get mad. I'm not even mad, dude. I'm not even mad anymore, man. Yeah. I'm not even mad anymore.
Well, see, that's where you're going with it, Ill Matrix, and I don't want to cut you off, but it's hard to take away a silver lining when you're up 16 and you lose by 16. There's very few silver linings.
No, I know.
What you're saying is that what I see in that, there's no dog in the team. Because if a team spots you in a race and you're not willing to preserve and be smart enough to hold on to a lead when they spot you, coming back from behind one thing. And when you get spotted a lead on somebody else's floor, and you don't even have enough dog to keep it to lane.
No, they didn't show
that's
no
where I
part
had
in the second half. They wanted to go home. They were done with the West Coast. They wanted to get back to New York. It was obvious.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, hold on for a second. Hey, Kurt, you got a camera? Hey, Kurt, you got a camera?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, man. Hey, you got a camera?
Oh no, I'm disclosed.
Disclosed?
Good
You mean
morning.
your location is?
Okay, okay. Hey, so how you doing, man?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We moving on. We trying to get okay.
But I have a lot of YouTube protocol. Point of protocol. I have a lot of YouTube and experience, but it's in a weird sector where people act weird. You got to be careful when people come on. They try to porn bomb, and they try to. So you do got to do a little screening because that was weird.
I think
I saw Kurt before he was on Ron's show.
That's right. Yesterday.
Yeah, he was on.
Okay.
He was on here yesterday.
He was on
yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he was the one that said we needed. He was the one that said we needed a big man. Mitch is not at 15 minutes for Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But you know what though? But the ghetto intellect is correct. You know, we got to kind of be careful because we want to make sure that we protect what it is that we have going on. And it's one of the reasons why I asked Kurt the question that I asked.
No offense, Kurt. No offense if you're out there listening. No offense.
Yeah, he's backstage.
Yeah, exactly.
He's backstage right now. There he is.
Okay. All right,
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, man. And so here's one of the things that I wanted to reiterate, right? The Utah Jazz have the best team in the NBA, and they have two top 50 players, and Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, right? And we had a lead on them in the fourth quarter, in the last game of our road trip, right? Right? We held Donovan Mitchell to a subpar game last night. That's one of those things that I hadn't heard people talk about after the game. So we held Donovan Mitchell in check. And I'm saying that being gracious. Thank you, Donovan Mitchell, for having a bad game against us. Because he could have easily had a great game against us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We beat them up in the first half. We mugged them.
Yeah.
The defense in the first quarter was set. It was they were moving their feet. They were fighting over screens. They were making everything hard. And maybe we just ran out of gas, but I guess, being a track guy, I that energy will breed. Energy breeds. Passion breeds.
Right.
And that's that dog that where I'm not so upset because I still have to look at the schedule, and I still got friends texting me. And that's when you know the Knicks are here, because I got Philly fans texting me, Detroit fans texting me, LA fans texting me saying, man, your team looks totally different this year than any other year. I'm not looking forward to playing y'all like we used to be.
Right.
But I'm still, y'all remember my speech yesterday. Maybe we'll get back to it yesterday. I'm still concerned as to where we're going as an organization, because, it just mind boggles me sometimes, because we got young guys not getting minutes. We got vets we can't rely on night in, night out. It's a tad bit frustrating. It's still a tad bit frustrating.
It is, and that's the process we're going to go through. It's going to be up and down, peaks and valleys all season, man. We're going to have to deal, but at least the fact that we're dealing with this is a good thing.
You talk about
what? We could be totally in a different direction, and we could be talking about everybody got to go.
You talk about you talk about Pizza Valley. We was at a peak last night.
Delano wanted to get in,
and they fell down that valley face first, tumbled all the way down to the end of the game.
Yep.
Delano's mic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let me help you out, GI, because here's the issue, right? We're still cleaning up the mess of the potential rebuild we should have had in 2016 and 2017, right? Clearly, and I'm gonna use you, Kev, because you know what I'm saying, you made the point of Kevin Knox's inability to stop that drive by a player like Jordan Clarkson, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to put it in context. Do you think that you would have had that same issue had you drafted Michael Porter Jr. or Mikal Bridges?
Nope.
Okay. So this is what I'm talking about with the cleanup situation. I don't want it to come off like I'm just, upset and don't have no answer. This is why I always say put everything in context.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2016, we had the potential to draft another player that wasn't Frank Ntilikina, right? Frank Ntilikina isn't even playing at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Donovan Mitchell was a guy that Clarence Gaines Jr., the head scout of the New York Knicks at the time, was saying we should draft.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm putting everything in context here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Donovan Mitchell is a potential superstar. He's not there yet, but he's a potential superstar in the NBA. Not just for his team, for the NBA.
Yes, sir.
We are still cleaning up the mess of past regimes. The RJ Barrett pickup was the best choice we could have gotten
at number 3
for the pick that for where we were picking at. Because I still look at the fact that we are still looking for a potential starting point guard for this team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now,
you know what I mean. And on top of that, we're still looking for. And if you're being really honest, we're still looking for not only a starting caliber point guard, we're looking for a starting caliber small forward to fit the mold as well.
Yes,
because Reggie Bullock ain't cutting it, and you can't rely on Knox on a night-to-night basis.
Nope.
So I'm saying all that to say, and again, I want everybody to understand this is not a bash fest. This is just the honest to God truth. We are still cleaning up the mess of the rebuild that should have happened in 2016.
Right.
Thank you for that.
At the end of the day, yeah, no doubt. Because again, like I said, the problem is, and I think y'all had a great point yesterday, and I want to we were looking at pointing at the problem without a solution. So one of my problems is, even with having a solution, what if your solution isn't until the next season? Or what if the solution that you had in mind is hampered because of something like an injury? Now, I want to go to the situation yesterday because I didn't get a chance to talk about it. Bradley Beal. I hear, the conversation that Uncle Freezy was bringing with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal on his own is not the answer. No. So trading away the players that we have now will put Bradley Beal back in the situation he's in right now in Washington, because I guarantee you one thing. They're not going to want our scraps. They're going to want our best. So RJ Barrett will have to be included in that trade along with those draft picks. Or Julius Randle will have to be included in that package with those draft picks.
Yep.
We've already seen RJ Barrett is a shooting guard. He can't play the small forward position. Not at a high clip.
Right.
So you're going to hamper the team by taking a guy like a Bradley Beal, like a Zach LaVine, like a Victor Oladipo, unless you're giving up on RJ Barrett. So for me, the choices I look at is always at two places specifically, the point guard and the small forward. My point guard of choice, if it's not in the draft, would have been Chris Dunn, because I look at it like this. The positives listen for a minute. Hold on. Again, I do everything with context and thought.
Right.
So listen to what I'm saying. The positives that you bring when it comes down to Elfrid Payton is what? His defense and his playmaking, right? At this point right now, you don't really say that because of the fact that it's only centered around him and Julius Randle playing. Now, if you look at the way that he was playing prior to his cut minutes in Chicago, and them playing him out of position because they had him playing small forward last year. Thanks a lot, Jim Boylan. whatever sense that made.
Yeah.
He was not only getting you 2.1 steals a game, and we're not talking about just playing the passing lanes. We're talking about on ball rips, right?
Right.
So you get the defense still with a player like Chris Dunn. Pace of game is definitely going to improve because he's not a turtle like Elfrid Payton is. He pushes the pace,
Right.
right? He's a better three-point shooter than Elfrid Payton. His worst season of shooting is Elfrid Payton's average, right? And that's a guy that doesn't even see the floor that much. We're talking about a guy that sees the floor less times than Elfrid Payton does. So to be able to do all of that in such a high clip, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a high clip, but a low clip. You know what I mean? He's able to do all this in maybe about 14 to 15 minutes a game.
Right.
This is why I was looking at players like him. He might not have been the answer, but at least there was a reason for why he could have been, because there are things that he's doing on the floor that potentially could have led to, if you got more minutes, maybe you do a little bit more on the average. Maybe your assist doesn't go from 4.5. Maybe you can get it up to about 8. You know what I mean? Maybe you can score more than 9 points in the game because we're relying on you to actually be part of the ball handling guy, the guy that makes the decisions. Maybe you have the sensibility to know when it's perfect to take the shot and when it's perfect to pass, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's guys like those. And again, like I said, this is why a lot of Knicks fans are always looking at the draft, because it's like, okay, what we have right now ain't gonna cut it. We already knew that Elfrid Payton was a wash. So there's no surprise there. The surprise is, why did you bring him back?
Right, exactly. You gave him $5 million for 1 year.
So again, when I say things like I said, I put everything in context. Those are the guys that I look at. I always say, and I've been saying it since the beginning of the season, I don't want Emmanuel Quickley to start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not because I don't believe in him, but because I don't want the same thing that we did with Emmanuel Quickley with Alonzo Trier to happen with Emmanuel Quickley. What do I mean by that? Look at his rookie season, right? The way he was coming off the bench, he was lighting it up, became a fan favorite, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened when we started him against Detroit? They trapped for him, they game plan for him. Oh, you're the guy that's starting. Okay, well, we already know because we've already had you on our mind. We've seen what you've done against other teams. So that sample size stuff ain't gonna cut it with the starting lineup, because we're game planning for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in doing so, what you did was you neutralized him with his weaknesses. Okay, we're gonna trap you more. We're gonna put you in more difficult positions because you're not used to seeing this with the amount of minutes that you're getting coming off the bench. We're gonna go ahead and start working you a little bit harder. So now every point that you get, every turnover you get, everything that you do is magnified, right? So now you relegate them back to playing off the bench, as opposed to bringing them along gradually. Okay, you can't go from 15 minutes to doubling your time and expecting them to give you better results right away. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. So I said all that to say, this is one of the reasons why, and I used that example before, why I didn't want Quickley to start, but I would be okay with gradually increasing his minutes the more and more the season went on. So you could go from about 14, 15 minutes to maybe I could get you a 17, 18, and you know what I'm saying, going further along the way to the point where at some point.
So where is this guy at right now? Where's Chris Dunn at right now?
Chris Dunn is in Atlanta, but he's coming off of an injury, which is why I said initially one of the answers is potentially, on another team. But again, the context is what I'm giving, not necessarily the answer, but the context, because I said that's one of the guys I wanted and the reason why I wanted him. But I know what it was, you know what I'm saying? But here's another thing, right? Because I don't want to just stay off of Chris Dunn, but this is another reason why I said I wouldn't mind starting Austin Rivers, right? Coming off the injury. I don't want to necessarily give him the bulk of minutes. What I want to do, like I said, is split the minutes gradually. So everybody gets a shared amount of minutes. I don't mind Peyton getting some time on the court, but maybe you don't start. Maybe you come off the bench, and maybe you do it in spare minutes. Okay, well, we know that this guy struggles with physical guards, so maybe I could put you, in certain spots on the floor where it benefits us in a matchup. You know what I mean?
I'm not for sure about the Austin Rivers thing, and the Chris Dunn thing is something I have to think about, have to consider. I'm not saying that I'm flushing it. What I'm saying is I just hadn't thought about it. But no, I'm talking about for me. I ain't talking about for you still. This ain't just a Man of Steel show. There's like thousands of people that watch this thing. We got to think about what you said. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. No, but that's what I'm saying. I recognize that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I recognize that your thought has to be on what does he give you for you to even mention him. Because again, that's like sitting here yesterday, someone said Kyle Korver, right?
Right.
What about Kyle Korver makes sense? And it's not just for that one person, but you got to think about it from the perspective of a whole, especially as you as a host.
Yeah, everybody's thinking about it. Like when you say your stuff, or when anybody speaks, we all think about what that person said. In fairness to the speaker, we like, you know what? Maybe there's some validity to it. Yeah. So here's my thing with the Chris Dunn thing. I don't think defense is our issue. I don't think more defense may not be the answer, because last night we finished the game. Hey, what's up, Raphael? We finished the game scoring 13 points in the fourth quarter. I don't think more defense helps that.
Right, but pace of game would, right?
Yeah, well.
Maybe if you had somebody that pushed the pace a little bit faster, that's why I made that point.
Well,
he's one of those guys that he can push the pace a little bit. You're not looking at that slow-mo Elfrid Payton stuff. Now you got somebody that can go up and forth.
I think that's a choice by the coaching staff.
It's a dumb choice.
But why do you think it is a choice of the coach? Don't you think that it's more revolved around the fact that maybe the players aren't a fast-paced team like that? Because you notice how the pace of game changes with the second unit as opposed to the first unit?
I believe it's a choice by Tibbs because he doesn't have enough firepower to keep going to the bench to keep up with these teams who do have high pace. The Utah have 4 legitimate guards. 4. We can't go that depth and that he trusts. So he's trying to turn the game into slugfest. I allow the same thing Phil Jackson was talking about all that time. Let's run the triangle. Let's grind the clock. And let's walk the ball up and get it into the offense, because he has a mindset of the 90s basketball where he wants to get into a slugfest. And so the lack of talent is putting him in that situation.
Yeah, he's just playing what he has for the most part. And be it the results good or bad or whatever the case is, yeah, they're going to bring it up slow and then, all right, let's get it to our best guy and see what happens. And if
you want to know,
he's open. I'm
gonna tell you something though. You want to know what's so crazy about pace of game and even the slow pace? If you look at Portland yesterday, not yesterday, but the day before, right? If you look at the pace of game with them, it was very you want to know why we had a hard time? Because we couldn't match it, and it wasn't because they were moving too fast or too slow. It's that they knew how to mix it up, even in the starting unit. If you look at Damian Lillard brought the ball up court in a slower pace, set up the offense and everything. But the moment that you saw an opening, he attacked. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to put the pace to where, okay, it fits me and it fits the rest of the roster.
You're also talking about a top 5 player in the NBA. So I don't know that it's so.
I mean, I'm just saying, but pace again, pace of game was relegated from what he did, as opposed to just, okay, we move at one speed and that's it, because that's the way Damian Lillard plays from the moment he started in the game in the league. That's not just a new thing. You know what I mean?
I didn't say it was.
So
a
what
new
I'm saying
thing.
is,
I'm just saying,
I'm
it's
not saying
hard
you
to
did. I'm
use an
just saying.
example of a top 5 player and relegate it to the Knicks. If you would have told me a Simons changed the game, then I said, okay, we should have matched that. You talked about one of the best players in the NBA controlling the court, and that's what they do. Anywhere you've played ball, you've seen one player greater than the other dominate the entire game on both ends. So I just didn't think that was a good example, but I do agree we need to mix up the pace. I'm just fearful that Tibbs doesn't think he has the talent. And is he properly assessing that talent should be what we're asked, because he can deliberately say, Ron, I've seen coaches off a miss. We're getting enough missed shot. We did get our butts kicked on the rebound enough. We did get out. So you got to out rebound. You cannot out rebound and control the pace. Whoever rebounds controls the pace.
Let me ask you this question, Gi.
Hey, G, I'm glad you recognized the point that I was trying to make. It was basically about mixing it up. We got to do a better job of mixing it up.
Okay. Let me ask Gi a question. Does the coaching staff have any voice? I mean, I know Tibbs is the ultimate decision maker, but do they have any voice of seeing what what maybe Tibbs doesn't see?
In fairness, I'd have to be a fly on that room. I don't like to, pontificate at that level. I would have to know that they're all looking at the same thing. I want to believe that they're all properly analyzing the talent properly. But when I see what I see on the court, that's where I'm confused. One day I argued with Freezy. Me and Freezy was about to get a drag down, smash down fight, because I was going to say, Freezy, you can't say management and the court is disconnected and they've been together for just 6 months. I can't believe it's fractured in 6 months. Now I'm starting to have second thoughts as to what the management is thinking, what court is thinking, what anybody's thinking. I'm starting to have second thoughts because of the lack of consistency of play, and we've bought into we're a defensive team. And I'm sorry, guys, I've watched too much basketball. I'm seeing guys with the Utah Jazz, when they wanted to go to the hole, they went to the hole. When they wanted to shoot threes, they shot threes. We can't say we're a great defensive team when that happened.
And you know what? And when they wanted to run and push the pace, their guards got on the glass and grabbed rebounds.
So what does that say about Mitch? I brought Mitch up. I got ran off the panel. The guy's not a starting center. He's a backup 15 to 20. Did you see his numbers last night? 6 points and 7 rebounds.
Kurt,
it's disgraceful.
Kurt, I was probably one of those people that was on the lynch mob and everything. But Kurt, you have a lot of substance to what you're saying.
Hey, Kurt came and said, I came to get that smoke this morning, Freezy.
Yeah, he said, I came to get that smoke. Mitch. You know why? Because Mitch is starting.
Hey, fellas, I hate to cut and run. I gotta go. I gotta run some errands. It's always love having
Chris Dunn, man. I like that. Okay, cool.
Hey, peace, bro.
Peace.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is that Mitch is really starting to he's really starting to really open my eyes of who he is. And he's just like a 7-something, just dunking, and now occasional blocks. I'm not seeing.
He has no hands.
Right, exactly.
The guy has the nerve to tweet after the game. Let me play.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes,
give me a break.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I saw that. Go ahead, Moses. I'm sorry.
I was one of the ones that wanted to trade him for James Wiseman, to trade up so we can get James Wiseman. Me personally. I wanted James Wiseman in the draft, but I mean I'm okay with Obi Toppin for now, but I want to put it out there that I would have traded Mitch and the draft pick if we could have landed James Wiseman and like another piece, maybe another player that Golden State Warriors have.
Kurt, will you accept this though, Kurt?
Yes.
Will you accept that when Mitch doesn't have to play the bulky, strong, athletic, big that he is, can you at least accept that he's second tier, and it would be hard to replace
that was
him?
What I said. I said he's 15 to 20 minutes. I didn't say run him off the team. The guy's just not a starter. I said that yesterday. I got ran off the panel.
But he's making it seem like that he's a starter. I mean, coaches even saying it as well, and I'm just not seeing it. When you're a starter, that's supposed to mean that whoever you're playing against, that you can hold your own. And when he plays up against your Gilbert, I mean your
You don't think he should be what? You don't think he should be? You don't think he should be that guy last night? They didn't run a single play for that guy.
Exactly.
And he dominated the game.
When he plays against Gobert, when he plays up against the Joker, when he plays against Drummond, when he plays up who else is out there? I forget who. He falls.
The guys who are better than him?
Y'all are saying, what y'all are saying, this is what I hear. Right? This is what I hear. Every time Mitch plays a top center, the top center gets the best of Mitch.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
That's what I hear. And so this is also what I hear. This is also what I hear. He doesn't grab enough rebounds. Right? But let me interject this. Let me interject this. So when a top center plays another center, guess what's going to happen? The top center is going to the top center is going to win. Right. So, okay, ESPN. Wait a minute. That's ESPN playing in the background. ESPN. But anyway, so every time a top center plays a top center, somebody is going to lose. And then secondly, and most importantly, and in my opinion, we forget that no team nowadays has a duo that's averaging double-digit rebounds.
Oh, Freezy, you better preach.
So if you expect Julius Randle to get you 14, 15, 16, 17 rebounds, that means Mitchell Robinson's not going to get you 14, 15, 16, 17 rebounds. Last night, Julius Randle had double-digit rebounds, right? Last night, Rudy Gobert had double-digit rebounds.
19.
Who's the other player on the team on the Utah Jazz that had double-digit rebounds?
You don't need that because they have a center. We don't. That's the difference.
So here's my only response to Kurt. My only response to you is, if I could upgrade the center position, I almost. But remember, I'm old school basketball. You sound like you could be an old school guy too. These young guys don't believe in that, right? But I will say this, Kurt. Mitch will never be a backup center. He won't. His mentality is not a backup center, and the money he's going to command. You can't put that much position in the center position and have the appropriate guards you're going to need and wings you're going to need to win in today's NBA. So it's either, and I'm not sure, and you may win this argument. And if the proper center comes along and we can get our hands on him, we better make that decision quick because Mitch. We have one more year of Mitch. And he doesn't look like he's going to be happy playing on a $1 million salary next year. You see that already. So my point to you, Kurt, is he's not a backup. And that would have been, if I left the panel yesterday before this happened, and I'm going to rewind it. You're going to have to make a decision, Kurt, on whether he's on this team or not, because he's not on this team as a backup, because you're going to get more tweets like you got last night. That's the problem you have.
Well, and I also want to say this, because I want to hear Kurt get into his bag about Mitch. But I also want to throw this out there, right? How do we compare Rudy Gobert, who had 19 rebounds, to Mitch, who had 7 rebounds, 6 rebounds, maybe?
Whatever. Yeah.
Right. So, and Rudy Gobert's now listen, hear me out. But before y'all take me to the chopping block, right? Hear me out. Rudy Gobert is on the same career trajectory as Mitchell Robinson. Right? Rudy Gobert came into the league more raw than Mitchell Robinson. And in case y'all want to dispute that, are y'all impressed with 3 points and 2 rebounds as a rookie? How did Mitch look as a rookie? Does 3 points and 2 rebounds impress you as a rookie? That's Rudy Gobert. Right? How did Mitch look as a rookie? Right? Just before we throw him away, just before we say, Mitch, I know you're 22, but you're a backup for the rest of your career. Before we say that, let's look at Rudy Gobert's second year in the NBA. Rudy Gobert was 8.4 points and 9 rebounds. Does that sound familiar? That sound familiar to anybody?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Right, but Kev, let me go. Let me finish because I promise you I'm gonna get out of the way. I promise you I'm gonna get out of the way. Here's the thing with developing in Salt Lake City, USA, and developing in New York City, USA. Right? They're both cities, Salt Lake City, New York City, right? And Salt Lake City, you can do 3 points and 2 rebounds and nobody will say a word. You know why? Because it's Salt Lake City, USA. In New York City, a guy like Mitchell Robinson gets critiqued at every turn because to every one Utah Jazz fan, there's 69 New York Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? So when Rudy Gobert toils in obscurity and does something good, that one highlight they'll show that sticks with our mind. Like if Rudy Gobert dunks on somebody, we was like, hey man, that dude Rudy Gobert is good. Last year, Mitchell Robinson dunked on people all season last year. And you know what Knicks fans say? They don't say that guy Mitchell Robinson is good. You know what they say? More. I want more. Right? So the thing is, and the reason why I bring that up is we have to let this guy develop into who he is. And so we're like, yo, the guy Mitchell Robinson needs to put on weight. Mitchell Robinson needs to do such and such and such. Hey man, they were saying the same thing about Rudy Gobert in Salt Lake City, USA. And you know what happened? The kid developed over time, right? Just get a dude time is what I'm saying. Let's not act like Rudy Gobert stepped into the NBA and was the Stifle Tower. Rudy Gobert stepped into the league and was that dude that was getting dunked on all the time because his rotations were slow. Rudy Gobert was the dude that was 7 foot 240. Does that sound familiar? 7 foot 240. That was getting pushed around by other NBA bigs. Now Rudy Gobert is a defensive player of the year candidate every year and is 7 foot 258 pounds. Right? But he didn't walk into the league as that. He didn't walk into the league as that. This is Rudy Gobert's 8th season.
Timeout.
And we're comparing him to Mitchell Robinson.
Timeout. Okay. So now Gobert back then was a little bit more mature than what Mitch is right now. He didn't have to put that. I'm just saying. How do you say he's more mature when the dude found out about COVID, sneezed, and wiped down cameras and stuff in front of everybody? That's not mature. That's a complete opposite. Okay.
This dude, he almost cost the Utah Jazz their franchise player. Donovan Mitchell got COVID from Rudy Gobert and wanted to get traded. And he did that last year. In year 7.
That's good.
Come on, man. We can't keep doing this thing for Mitch. We can't abandon ship on Mitchell Robinson at every turn.
Yeah, Gio.
What are we doing? Why do we always abandon ship on our guys after 5 or 6 bad games? Okay. After 5 or 6 bad games, we're like abandoned ship.
Okay, all right. One part.
Yo, Freezy, this your show. Freezy, if anybody got any questions, this your show. I almost cursed. This your MF show. You hear me?
Hey, Kev says more
I set him up. One thing about Mitch when he's dunking on people and everything, last year, this year the NBA has caught on to that. They've caught on, so he has to reinvent himself. He has to make himself a better Major. He has to reinvent himself on how I'm going to actually, get my points. Since I can't get the lobs that I'm used to getting. But also, you know who's giving him them lobs?
Frank. Frank. So,
he was. He didn't do all that after all, but he went. Hey, there's Zach. What's up, Zach? What's going on?
Hey, y'all be having me tired talking that ish with y'all right after work for 4 or 5 hours. I had to get some sleep.
Come on and get some. Get that energy up.
I just woke up 5 minutes ago, Freezy.
Get that energy
I
up.
Screaming yet, T.I.
Freezy, I just want to say something about Mitch, though. That everybody right now, Kurt started the conversation. Kurt started the conversation with his rebounding, and I can't even knock that argument. And you made a good, valid point about Julius Randle and his rebounding. But the problem with Mitchell Robinson, for me personally, is the points, his inability to score. Like, man, he don't got he doesn't have a mid range, refuses to take a jump shot when he's open, and he finishes the game with 7 points. Here's my question to you and the panel. At what year do you see him average double digits in points?
Who, Mitch?
Yeah.
The year,
Can
probably
we say
next
that
year.
this is the first year that Mitch has actually had real coaching?
Probably next year. I can see him average double digits next year.
Even if he had
The
coaching,
thing with Mitch is that, yes, he has flaws, but he's not losing us games. He's not the reason. He's not the reason we lose games.
There you go.
That's really we know why we lose games. It is not necessarily him. If he was giving you 3 more points and 2 more rebounds, it's not going to shift the game in any one direction. I actually agree with Freezy's point and his comparison to Gobert quite a bit, because if you go year by year, it's going to get better. And we know, at least from what we're told, that Mitch had no coaching. Didn't play in college. He's just a guy in high school. He's basically from high school to the pros,
and took a year off.
Yeah,
after high school,
and
before
his
the pros.
his first.
But I want to stick
still
specifically
contributes
to
more on offense than Knox.
But Zach, I want to stick specifically. But I want to stick.
Let's go.
But I want to stick specifically to the question that Ralph asked.
I know. I had to get my energy up, T.I. though. I just woke up.
I love you.
I love you more.
I just want to be specific to Ralph. I don't need, as long as if Mitch was one of these centers that stood around on the wing like Porzingis, then I would need him to have multiple aspects to his game. Right. One thing I will give Mitch, and we cannot take from him, he is fine moving without the ball. He is fine setting screens and rolling. He is fine when the zone, running the baseline, trying to bang for offensive boards. So I have no problem with Mitch's offensive approach to the game. But in order for him to be an effective on the winning team, he's got to have some hella offensive players and scorers around him who will bring attention to him. Because right now, they're running multiple plays to lob the ball at the rim for Mitch. Multiple. In fact, every guard who breaks into that lane and they see Mitch around that bucket, I can't tell you the amount. That's why Kev Cornerstone has a legit argument if he's to say that Ntilikina finishes the lob better than anybody else for Mitch at the rim. That would be the best Ntilikina argument I ever heard, because Mitch is where he's supposed to be on the floor, Ralph. He's not lost out on the wing. He's not sitting at 15-foot. He is around the rim. Our guards are just so ineffective that the team. You'll watch Gobert. He'll play back. If he was playing back and forth, he wasn't committing to the guard because he was scared the guard was going to call. He was playing with the guard, making sure he kept contact and getting back to make sure that Mitch didn't get the lobs. So that's on the guard. That's not on Mitch.
My question to my whole thing is, Mitchell Robinson is a cornerstone, right? RJ and Mitchell Robinson are the cornerstones for the Knicks. Is that correct? That's per league on the road.
No. That's I don't know if
you put too much stock.
Thing. Yeah, the cornerstone thing is kind of like
they're gonna.
That was like
here.
That's what we're on road.
But it's no. What I'm saying is that's probably summertime.
Say talk. Whatever they want to hear, man.
Yeah, it's I think that's summertime talk. No basketball talk. You know what I'm saying? And probably some talk for front offices that are like, hey man, give me such and such and such. Yeah, I think that's more conjecture during the offseason when teams are poking around trying to figure out who they can get and who they can't. When it comes, because clearly if Mitch was the cornerstone, if Mitch was a cornerstone, he'd be treated differently. Like when basketball started, Tom Thibodeau was like, yeah, he needs to be more professional. You don't really talk about your cornerstones like that when, you know what I'm saying? So I understand. And Ralph, so here's the other thing too that I want to get to, because we were talking about points. And Mitchell Robinson can easily become a double-double if he knocked down his free throws. I mean, if you're shooting 43, 44, 45% from the free throw line, you know what I'm saying? You know how you can get to the double-double? Knock down your free throws, man. That way, for one, teams would be more afraid to foul you, and if you convert at a higher rate, your average goes up.
I said that a month
ago. What did Rudy Gobert average free throw wise? Has he gotten better?
Okay, fine.
What does Rudy Gobert average for the free throw percentage? What is he? Has he gotten better? I think so. I don't think he was always a solid free throw shooter. He might not even be. I might be bugging. Yeah,
Rudy Gobert was terrible his first year at 49%. Right now, Rudy Gobert is at 49%.
Okay. Yeah.
So in between,
just a question.
In between, he shot in the high 60s on average, and then this year.
And he's
for his career, he's 63%.
And he's 200+ million.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, and guess what? And so for Knicks fans that say that, oh my God, Rudy Gobert dominated Mitchell Robinson. So guess what Rudy Gobert's win share is? 2.3. Guess what Mitchell Robinson's win share is? 2.2.
Oh.
Did y'all hear me? Clearly.
That's the difference in the contract, obviously.
No, I have been saying.
Don't make $200 million.
I have been telling people when Mitchell Robinson comes due, he is going to get paid. He's going to get paid.
Right. But clearly that got lost on everybody else in the video chat though. I said Rudy Gobert's win share is 2.3. Mitchell Robinson's win share is 2.2.
Hey, for the non-basketball nerd, what does that mean?
Okay, so
he contributes to winning about the same as Rudy Gobert.
Right. So in a base,
I got that as a general thing, but
ridiculous
the overall game, minutes played, points, rebounds, contributes X amount of percentage to their win. That's what it means.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm gonna get Uncle Freeze. I'm gonna get Uncle Freeze by just what he said.
Hold on, Ken. So maybe you can help Bill a little bit. Do you watch baseball?
No, I only follow one team in one sport, the Knicks.
Okay. Well, it's like baseball. It's the same. It's almost the same thing when they say wins above replacement, I think.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just
baseball.
wanted to make sure. I kind of understood. I wanted to make sure that was what it
got you. All right, Kev.
I got a question.
So you. Oh, did you, Mose? Go ahead, Mose. I'm never gonna interrupt you again, man. So you
no, please do.
Oh,
I have another question that he finished though.
No, what I was gonna say was, Zach, you're a mess.
You're a mess. Cleveland.
So what I was gonna say was, all right. So you mentioned about Gobert. How do you explain Andre Drummond, the Joker, and Embiid? Those are three centers right there, along with Gobert, where Mitch has not had his way with.
Guys, they are clearly better than him.
Right.
You're talking about guys you're talking about all-stars, my brother.
Right.
They too big for Mitch.
And we know that.
What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah. So I mean, so
no, hold on, Freeze, because the smoke brought to you. You need a Don King. You got put in the ring. What smoke was that for Freeze?
No, Kev, you want to bring smoke to Uncle Freezy? I'm gonna bring in my hype man to get me hype. Chop. Yo, what's up, Chop?
Hey, what's up, Chop? Hey, that's my man.
Yeah.
Hey, when I saw CH, I thought I was gonna be Chuck. I was like, oh, here we go. But Chop, that's my man.
Hey, Kev, Frank can't beat out Alfred Payton. At least you brought up all-stars that Mitch can't beat.
Right. That's a good point. That's a very good point. And so Kev, so here's the other thing too. here's the other thing too that we should look at, just to be cognizant of, right? So for one, we know bringing along big men takes a little while longer, right? So your big man, so your big man is going to take a little while longer to develop than your guards and wings, right?
Yeah.
And for them to have an impact. And so here's my example. You see Emmanuel Quickley seem to be coming along faster than Obi Toppin. But in the long run, we believe Obi Toppin is going to be the guy, right? In the long run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the thing is, and gee, I'm saying we're assumed based on where they were drafted. Based on where they were drafted, you assume that Obi will have a higher ceiling than Quickley based on where they're drafted, right? Right. So the thing with Mitchell Robinson is this: you don't see Mitchell Robinson go out and lay an egg in a game at all. You've never seen Mitchell Robinson go out in a game and lay an egg, right? I mean, I'm talking about
unless he fouled out really fast.
Yeah, I'm talking about 0 points, 0 rebounds, 4 turnovers, 6 fouls. You've never seen it. So Quickley had one Quickley laid an egg last night, right? And it's not Quickley's fault because last night it was all about the coaching staff getting out coached. It's the reason why Austin Rivers got stone cold, and it's the reason why Emmanuel Quickley was 1 for 10. Because basically they trapped and jumped outside on Quickley's right hand, and Austin Rivers too. Jumped out on their right hand, forced them to go left into traffic, and they could not dribble or maneuver going left in traffic, right? And so it totally froze. It totally froze Austin Rivers, and while IQ can do it, clearly he was uncomfortable in that situation and had to learn. Right, so it's one of those things like that. But with Mitch, you have never. Oh my God, I want to.
This for Kev.
I want to.
Hey,
I want to.
You know what? You know what? You want to go there with that? All right.
No, I was just playing. We don't got to go to football talk on Nick's show. If you want the smoke, I give it to you, but only at Freezy's discretion, man.
It's our show. This is our joint, y'all. So the thing is, sometimes I just want to jump in and have my say heard a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate and respect other people's thoughts, because a conversation is a dialogue between multiple people. Nobody wants to hear a monologue from Uncle Freezy. Nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
I just know we're Nick's show. I just didn't want to.
Freezy, I gotta ask you though: do the Knicks have a cornerstone, or you don't think so?
Define cornerstone.
The piece the 2 pieces that we're gonna go forward with.
I think there's more
for
than
the
2.
franchise. That Okay.
That's 3.
So my definition of a cornerstone is different, right? So my definition of a cornerstone is a piece that supports the foundation. So that stone that turns at that 90-degree angle and goes in a straight line to the next cornerstone piece. You know what I'm saying? So you have cornerstone pieces, right? You don't have just one, right? So you have cornerstones, plural, that support each other and the foundation in which you want to build upon, right? So you can't have one cornerstone because all you have is a stone, right? So if you want to say is he a part of that cornerstone system, like the system of cornerstones, I say yes. You know why? Because you could easily think back to the time that you had Cole Aldridge playing center for the Knicks, and he was so goofy that he was tapping rebounds into the basket for the other team and laughing. And I'm like, yo, that ain't funny. One time, okay. One time, okay, you hustling and you tapping into the other team score a basket, okay. But when this is a nightly occurrence, that ain't funny no more. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all remember. I know y'all remember Kevin Seraphin. You remember Kevin Seraphin?
Yeah.
But I want to freeze. I want to put the question better, because even Ghetto Intellect is saying it on the show a lot, and I feel like it's getting is not getting enough attention. Mitchell Robinson is going to command a lot of money. And Leon Rose on the summer said, that's your cornerstone piece. Cornerstone, that's what they call him, Cornerstone Kev. It's Cornerstone RJ, Cornerstone Mitch. So my question to you is,
I'm not saying
that's not coming from my mouth. I'm telling you what's been.
How do you ask me if Mitch is a cornerstone without asking me is
no? But here's my question
a
to you:
cornerstone?
Are you going to pay Mitchell Robinson $25 million? Is RJ Barrett a $25 million player, $30 million player? That's why you pay them, because they're your cornerstone. They're your Jason Tatum, your Jaylen Brown, your Ben Simmons, your Joel Embiid.
Look who we just played. Joe Engles is the cornerstone for the Jazz.
But don't change his question. But in fairness to him, guys, you got to listen to his question, because these guys' contract is going to come up. And he's saying, are you going to match them? Not bring up no other players, not bring up Joe Ingles. That doesn't answer his question. He's saying if these guys remain on the New York Knicks and their contracts come due, how much are you willing to pay them to keep him? That's his question.
That's what I was about to answer, because Joe Engles is a cornerstone for the Jazz. He's not commanding $30 million cornerstone money. So we don't got to pay him $30
hold on. Let me address that.
million.
I got to address Zach. He is not a cornerstone like that. Cornerstone is
He's a glue guy.
Hold on, Zach. Let me finish my sentence. I'll give it right back to you. Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell are your cornerstone. That's why you paid them your $40 million. That's why he got a $40 million extension. That's why. So are you going to pay Mitch? Are you going to sign him to an extension like that? Is he? That's what I want to ask you guys, because I feel like everybody likes to duck the question. Everybody likes to avoid talking that money talk. When it comes to free agents, the panel shuts down. Everybody wants to ignore you made a great point about win shares. Okay, you made a great point. You got that win. He's a 2.3 win share, $40 million extension. He's getting paid $40 million, right? I don't know how much he got paid in his first 4 years, but are you going to sign Rudy Gobert to $20 million, Mitchell Robinson for $20 million? I want to
$20 million.
I know that. It's going to be
about 15 million.
If he's Rudy Gobert, that's $20 million. So I want to know. I want to listen to you guys, because I feel like when I talk this, everybody wants to change the conversation. And change the conversation, and change the conversation, and change the conversation.
My thing is, with a cornerstone, it's not just your superstars can be cornerstones. You got guys on every team that are great players and fit that team. Joe Engles is a glue guy. Draymond Green is a glue guy, and also a cornerstone to their organizations.
Right.
But Jack, that doesn't answer his question. Respectfully, it doesn't answer his question.
I'm getting there.
You know what, Ralph?
So,
you had said about a week ago that the fans are cheap and they don't want to spend money for people. Remember that? Yeah. So now, when it comes to Mitchell Robinson, he's going to get the market price. Whatever the market dictates all of it. There aren't a lot of good centers out there, we're going to have to pay for him. A lot of teams end up doing it. The Knicks end up overpaying for everything.
That's a good answer. But here's the
thing. But it's
you're not paying him $40 million because he's not a defensive player of the year twice.
Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. Let me ask y'all. Let me put some perspective on this, because y'all are losing it. Right? For one, what high-priced free agent is taking their ass to Salt Lake City, Utah? Is LeBron James trying to sign in Salt Lake City, Utah? Somebody tell me. Is Anthony Davis trying to sign with the Utah Jazz?
Uncle Freezy, you're going down a rabbit hole, because nobody's wanted to come to New York either. Nobody's wanted to come to New York
either. Hear me out. Let me get to my point. I just wanted to ask one question. I just wanted to ask one question, right? So here's the thing. I understand that. I'm the one that expounded on that for 2 years. Nobody's coming here, right? But here's the other thing to that, G.I., because that's a great point, right? But nobody compares themselves to New York and Salt Lake City in free agency. Like for instance, The New York Knicks are the pawn that people compete against every offseason, right? The reason why cats get the bag is because they say, well, the Knicks are interested, and James Dolan will cut the check. Whether that guy comes or not, we are always used in that pawn conversation. But
Freezy, that sounds great, but that's not true because they don't even give us. They don't even give us the interview or take our
Terry
offer.
Rozier
Right, so that's not true.
Right, but that's not what I'm saying.
Like
I'm not saying that free. I'm not saying that y'all. Okay, so y'all are listening to the tidbit of what I'm saying. I didn't say the free agent comes here. I say we're on everybody's list because it drives up the market value for that player. But they never come here.
And I'm responding to that specifically. They would have to come and interview with us. No, Freezy, you got to keep it a bump. They got to come. No. In order for us to be a part of the market,
Raphael,
I speak honestly, Freezy. I speak very specifically. You said we help. Hold on, Cornerstone Kev. Hold on, guys.
I'm just saying.
Hold on, guys. You said we help set the market. In order to help set the market in the business sense, we have to participate in the market. We had to have put an offer out there. They take that offer and say, the Knicks are willing to pay me this. They don't even come interview with us and let us participate in taking an offer for us. We are not setting the market of free agency. You have a good argument when it comes to, it's Salt Lake City.
The argument is great.
But you can't use New York City in that analogy.
Dog, I swear you don't get what I'm saying. I swear. So let me say it. Maybe if I say it differently, right?
No, what you meant was the franchise been such a dysfunctional franchise for so many years. People don't want to come here.
But no, and so that's part. But so here's the thing. The reason why the Knicks are used is because teams know we're willing to give the bag, but ain't nobody coming here. Y'all know that. The reason why the Lakers got so much in the Anthony Davis trade is because the Lakers were competing against the Knicks, who were not even in the competition. Right?
We weren't mentioned in the trade list.
Yeah. So, but teams use.
He wouldn't even come to us. He said he had a list of teams. We weren't one of them, so we didn't help set the market. Freezy. That's not an accurate statement. I see where you're trying to go, but you got to say it. You have to say it, Freezy. You have to speak facts. You can't just give conjecture. You're trying to make it factual. You have to speak factual, Freezy. He wouldn't have come, and we would have traded all that for them. He wouldn't have signed here. So we're not setting that market.
Ghetto. He just came through. I got to give credit to Ghetto into that is not. Leon Rose saying that R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson are the cornerstone pieces. That's not just fluff. And the question, that's not fluff. Leon Rose does not talk fluff in my eyes. It's either he's going to be a cornerstone or he's not a cornerstone and we have to trade him.
How many times have you heard Leon Rose talk?
Did he say it?
How many times have you heard Leon Rose talk?
He said he's a cornerstone.
So that's another thing. So you're assuming, based on what he said, because dude is charismatic in a Sopranos type way.
I don't care about the
charisma. Because you quoted him. So you quoted him, right?
I'm quoting. Those are big words.
You quoted him, right?
Freezy.
That means
in the level he's in. I don't think you can just say that without any meaning. Either he's going to be a cornerstone and you pay him he don't say, you cannot say something like that.
Again,
I don't think so.
I'm paying him 20 mil max.
Again, that's another thing where so Raphael specifically is taking words from a guy that doesn't talk much and using them as law, right? So here is if for those words and that quote that you mentioned to carry weight, Leon Rose would have had to be successful in other stops in other franchises for me to go with what he said. But for a first-time team president to say that and then us use it as the gold standard is misleading. If Leon Rose had done this in other cities with that same style and was successful, I would have said Raphael is absolutely right on that point. Leon Rose is experienced, and he said it in these other places where he was successful. And I can go by that as a gold standard. But for a first-time team president to say these things and us to use it as a gold standard just because we were frustrated with the previous regimes, to me, we can't use it that way.
Look at their previous regimes.
Hold on. Let me finish. I mean, you want to talk, Zach? Go ahead, because he's.
Can we get back to what Ralph's question is first? Can we be professional?
You cannot. Here's my thing.
Be professional?
Better. Here's my thing. You cannot say Leon Rose said it because we had a long season.
Ralph, but that wasn't your question, Ralph. But that wasn't your question.
That wasn't even a question. No.
The question is,
look, I'm a type of person. You say what you mean what you say.
But Ralph, that wasn't your question.
As a boss, as the team president and general manager and everything, he said RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson are your cornerstone pieces.
Ralph, what he says is
an invaluable piece. He doesn't say much, but when he speaks, in my eyes, it's for a reason. It's not for nothing. It's not for
Ralph, that's move. That's move.
To answer your question, I'm paying him anywhere between the 15 to $22 million range. I'm not giving Rudy Gobert money because he hasn't been a multiple defensive player of the year yet. He doesn't have the resume Rudy does.
Right.
But also, to answer Uncle Freezy's point, since I answered yours, is that we can't go by just trust the word of these people no more. Steve Mills said we were a playoff team. Steve Mills said David Fizdale was the coach of the future. Like, what are you going to say? Like, we got to let him have time so where we can earn his word.
So Zach, my response to you is, because anything they say is moot. It only matters what happens on the court. But my question to you guys is, do you really think if Mitchell Robinson is the top-rated center in 2 years, which he very well could be, that you're going to keep him for $15 million? And that's why I'm telling you, you have to start being realistic where Mitchell Robinson is. He very well could get the bag, and I'm projecting that Mitch is going to have $100 million contract with the New York Knicks.
Yes.
I'm done.
Well, 5 years, $20 million a year is $100 million contract. So that's not like 30, 40.
I don't want to cut you off.
Go ahead.
No, I don't.
No, it's all right.
No, I just want to say it's the question is the panel going to be okay if we offer Mitchell Robinson the $100 million contract? That's the question. Like, okay, that's
Mitchell Robinson can't get $100 million.
No,
right?
He can't get no more than 70-something million. That's it. So what's this $100 million coming from? Where you gonna get that from? Somebody gonna give him $100 million?
70.
I forgot. I'm sorry. The CBS. No, he's gonna get the max contract.
Yeah,
he's gonna
max. I'm sorry, 70-something million.
And he's getting the max. He's getting the max. Is what I'm telling you now.
That's if he makes an All NBA team, right? That's if he makes an All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? That's not
if. That's not if. That's the baseline based upon his years of
service.
I'm talking. That's not even super max.
That's not super max. But that's not what I'm saying.
We're not talking super max.
That's not even what I'm going at. I'm talking about the 70 million.
The 70 million is his baseline, that his max contract based upon him just being who he is now.
Yeah.
And he's getting that because he's going to be a top-rated center in that draft in the free agent market, Freezy. Supermax is a totally different number. We're not talking Supermax.
I didn't say Supermax. I didn't mention Supermax. And I didn't even mention the 5th year. Right? I didn't even mention the 5th year. Right? So what I'm saying is based on his career accomplishments, if he's an all-star, if he's an all NBA caliber player, then that number will jump based on those accomplishments. It's one.
Oh, you're saying it could be more? Are you saying it could be more than 75? You didn't articulate that.
Right.
I'm trying to get plenty of time, Freezy. Respectfully, the owner of the channel, you got plenty of time. Respectfully.
I'm trying to get. What I'm saying,
I understand the English language very well.
We good. What I want you to understand about me and this discussion about Mitch though is I'm not saying that I don't want to pay Mitch, right? And I'm not saying that I don't believe Mitch can be a cornerstone. What I'm saying is in this debate that we're having that seems to be morphing from Cornerstone to pay Mitch. It's going like back and forth. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to do is and trying to hit this moving target is trying to stop the target from moving so that I can address one at a time. And then y'all will have perspective on where I'm coming from, is what I'm saying. And I don't mean that in no grimy way. I just mean that if we're talking about Mitch being a cornerstone, how about we let Mitch develop? Just let Mitch develop on the pace that he is. Because none of the guys, except for Karl Anthony Towns, except for Joel Embiid, all the other guys, all the other Nurkic, Jokic, all those guys had to toil in obscurity first. And then and they progressed and got better over the years. They didn't just Jokic didn't jump into the league as a second round pick and became the passing savant, right? He developed that. You know what I'm saying? Over the course of years, he developed. What I'm saying is allow Mitch to develop. And then when it comes to paying Mitch, let's not look at what Mitch is right now. How about we project, like what Raphael was saying, do we pay Mitch? So we're projecting out for payday for Mitch, right? So what will Mitch be on payday? Right? Is what I'm saying. So what will Mitch be? Will Mitch be 15 and 10 on payday?
The market don't dictate where he's at on payday.
And I'm saying
what the market say.
And I'm saying Mitch ain't gonna be no better than what he is now. He's gonna
hard
get
to come by a center these days, and we better protect Mitchell Robinson. But at all regards, it's hard to come by a center these days. It's hard to come by a center these days, and his upside is tremendous. His upside is tremendous. So when he's not shooting the ball right now, that's because they're telling him not to shoot the ball. They're telling him to work on what he's good at right now. He's a developmental piece. And you saw what he could do as a raw talent in his first 2 years. He's blocking the ball with two hands. He's blocking 3-point shots. He's running guys off the 3-point line.
I know this.
He's getting in the lanes. It's times he gets in the lanes and makes steals and comes down the court and steals the ball and dunks the ball. He gets in the lanes. He's a defensive presence. Just because his offense is not clicking right now, it's gonna click.
Hey, look, I got a theory on that offense.
His upside is tremendous. Mitchell Robinson, all he got to do is getting when these off season. We playing the COVID season right now, so those offensive skills, he's still in it. You got to realize he's still young, and he's still playing.
But I'm not disputing that. What I'm telling you is our history of centers. Like, we don't have a great history at center unless you like dudes named Luke Cornett. Y'all remember Luke Cornett?
I liked him. The kid was smart. The kid was smart. He could stretch the floor. He was a marginally big.
He could stretch the floor. He could stretch the floor, but when it came to protecting the rim or pick and roll defense, he was awful.
He wasn't that sorry now, Freezy. He wasn't Enes Kanter.
He was pretty sorry.
He wasn't Enes Kanter.
No, hey, Ron, when it came time for him,
he wasn't a Chris Dudley either.
When it came time for him to be a free agent, were teams lining up for him? No, he got 2 years. He got 2 years, $4 million from the Chicago Bulls.
That's a good deal for him.
It's just not going to happen. Great analogy, cute analogy, Breezy. Very cute, very cute. That's not going to happen.
I got to give y'all proper judo when that came in here, man.
He came up here. It didn't pan out.
You don't come in a man house and just go straight to the dinner table. You heard me. You got to wash your hands first. Uncle Freezy,
he's a raw talent, and we see that he's a raw talent, and he's just packing on the pounds. Look, he got in NBA ready shape. He put on some pounds this off season. He's slowly filling out. If we got to protect him at all, when I say protect him at all regards, we got to protect him at all regards. He goes down, Mitchell Robinson goes down, it's over for this team. You know that?
Yes.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Then we back to scratch. We back from scratch. He goes down, we back to scratch.
I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this. Y'all remember what it was like to have Cole Aldridge at center? Y'all remember
He was
when it
a
was like,
beast.
y'all remember what it was like when we had Ardrea Bargiani, right?
Oh,
y'all
God.
remember what it was like to have Samuel Dalembert.
Lou Amundsen.
Lou
Dalembert has his
Amundsen.
prime.
Y'all remember what about this one? What about Jason Smith? I know y'all love Jason Smith.
Beast.
You know
Why
what
are
I'm
you
saying?
talking the goats right
So-
now? Why are you talking all this goat talk?
Hey, so I know y'all remember Jeremy Tyler. I know y'all love the Jeremy Tyler. I know y'all remember him, right? Right? I mean, so what I'm getting at is this. What I'm getting at is this. We appreciate Mitchell Robinson a lot, right? I'm the one that just argued with Kurt about being patient with Mitchell Robinson and his comparisons to other top centers in the NBA, right? I'm not saying we shouldn't pay this man, right? But our places and God and Moses and Elijah threw a lot of made room to get us stirred up. But the thing about it is we don't know for sure because we don't know what he'll be at payday. When payday comes and we know what he is, then we can project money, right?
Hey, Freezy, did Houston regret giving Clint Capella the bag?
Oh yeah, so much so they traded him.
Yeah, and what's Mitchell Robinson's player comparison, and what's he remind me of a lot?
No, yeah, and those are excellent points. So what you should do? Oh, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Hey, before I get into it, man, hey,
Hold on, Ralph. Let man.
Ralph,
Get
let
in.
someone else talk.
respect to everybody in the building, man. Like I said, you can't come in the building and go straight to the dinner table. You heard me. Hey, shout out to my man, Uncle Freezy, the morning drive. You heard me. If you're going into work, you need that Knicks fix before you get to the door. Before you hit that clock, you better click in. You better tune in. You heard me. Hey,
subscribe
this
to the
my man.
channel.
You ain't getting nothing but. Hey, not even a commercial. You ain't getting a commercial slot of information about the Knicks. You heard me? You getting hours of it here. You know, same thing with that Nick at Night podcast. Lawrence Taylor, y'all subscribe to that thing, man. Hey, you know you're watching it. So, hey, support the man. That's all I'm saying. Everybody else on the panel, you know how my love go for you. You heard me? So let's talk about it. Hey,
let's talk about it.
Man. All this talk with Mitch, man, I'm going to tell y'all my opinion on it. And I said it, I'm gonna stand on it. I really feel they're holding him back on purpose.
Yep.
They're holding him back on purpose. If it ain't dollars, it don't make no sense. And I'm going to tell you where I think the holding him back is. Offensively, if Mitchell Robinson shows anything offensively, guess what that's going to do? That's going to cause them to have to pay more money. That's going to cause them to have more suitors for him. But if you make the man look like he's limited, hey, that's going to keep people guessing. Be like, hey, well, he ain't worth that kind of money. We ain't coming after him. This is the telltale sign for me. You know what I mean? We saw the man been practicing all the last 2 years, showing everybody what he can do. He's shooting 3-pointers. Even in warm-ups, he's shooting them and making them. Not shooting them and airballing them, shooting them and making them. Why isn't he doing it in the game? That's the one thing all of us Knicks fans been saying for the past few years with this guy. Why haven't he been taking shots in the game?
Right.
And for Mitchell Robinson to put out that tweet that he retracted last night, you got to read between the lines.
What was the tweet?
The tweet is they gotta let me play.
Exactly.
He's getting playing time, so playing time ain't the issue.
Yeah, they're not breaking them training wheels off, and
they're not allowing him to show his offensive skills.
Yo,
that's what it is.
Right. I've been saying it for the longest.
That's what it is. I've been saying it too.
You can tell he got a shot when he goes to the free throw line.
Now free throw line. I'd get ready to say that ain't his strong suit. He got to work. He regressed because he was doing better last year than he is this year.
49%? What 49% free throw shooter?
He still shows he can shoot at the free throw line. He's still
49% free throw shooter. Do they let shoot threes with full rain in the NBA?
But you know what? It ain't just about the threes. Even twos, they're not letting them shoot. Period. That's my thing. They're not letting them shoot. Hey, look at Zach.
Shoot the free throws. I ain't letting you shoot no threes.
A 2-point shot. There's plenty of people in this league that couldn't shoot free throws, but they can shoot a jump shot. I.e. the GOAT talk, man. LeBron James scared of the
He's like 70.
70. Now you think that's good?
Not 49.
Man,
It's 70 49.
You know what? On the grading scale, 70, you closer to an F than you are to an A.
But that's better than 49% by a long shot.
You happy with a 70%? That's Zach. That's your comeback. A 70% free throw shooter. You happy with that? Tell me on this panel, y'all happy with a 70% free throw shooter?
Not from a skill player. Not from a skill player.
Come on, man. 70.
Maybe from a big.
A big man shooting 70, absolutely. A center shooting 70, absolutely. Not nobody who talks about that. No. Nah.
I mean, maybe RJ's a 70% free throw shooter.
My question was,
he's not. Hold on. You gonna disrespect RJ? Nah, RJ is not no 70%. Look it up before you start saying stuff, Ralph.
What, 75?
My question.
The man shooting like 78%.
My question to you, Ron,
70 is closer to an F,
nah,
man.
You're right.
What 49% free throw shooter do they let have full range shooting 3-pointers?
Ain't about full range, Jack. Exact. You missing the boat. It ain't about full range, man. It's about the fact that they ain't letting the man shoot, period, from any level. I ain't talking just shooting no threes. I'm just telling you as what we've observed. The man has showed himself out there shooting threes. Matter of fact, if you watch the game, if you watched all the games, I watched him working on the box with Kenny Payne. They're doing post-up drills.
That I can't wait to see.
He was working on post-up drills before the game started. Did they allow the man to do anything? Did he do anything with a post-up yet? No. And I'm sitting there in my mind, I'm like, why y'all practicing this stuff with this man if you ain't letting him do it?
Right.
And I think that's what that tweet is about.
Thank you, Ralph.
That's the only thing it can be about.
It definitely ain't diminished because he's getting the playing time.
Great question. Now, I will say this. If you don't believe in Mitchell Robinson, because this is where I trade him. Trade him ASAP because he has value. And if you don't expect to pay him, and that's why I got so passionate about this debate, because it's talking about the future, and that's why the Ralph's question is he a cornerstone? Because if he is a cornerstone and not a cornerstone, you better make that determination sooner than later. Don't wait to go into mid-season where you're paying him $1 million, because after next year, you didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
But you can't,
because you can have your comeback, because my opinion is my opinion and yours is yours, and I respect yours.
No, listen. I want to listen.
So you just want to change my mind. Oh, yes. You want to help me? Please help me, Uncle Freezy, because I'm an idiot. Please help me.
No, you're not an idiot, but you're slick though. And I see where you're going. But you slick. I see where you're going.
Uncle Freezy, I'm from Avon and 14th Street, Newark, New Jersey for a reason. I'm slicker than the can of oil you ever met. But go ahead. I
like that one, Gillis. I like that.
I could get you a little heated, Ron.
Hey, Don,
I like it.
Because what it is, the ghetto intellect is a chess player, right? So he moved his pawns 2 spaces. He moved a pawn 2 spaces in front of my queen, and I see the opening there. I can be aggressive and attack the king because he left 2 spaces there for me to go in there, right? But I know these things don't happen on accident. You know what I'm saying? He wants me to take that piece because he has a rook and a bishop that can attack my queen. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to allow his pawn to come up the board, and I'm going to take his pawn with a pawn. Right?
Smart man.
I get
Ron.
I get you. I get
what I
you.
said was I didn't know I could get you this heated.
But that ain't even heated. If you ask my wife, she'll tell you that ain't even.
I know that. I'm saying that it's nice to see a different wrinkle to you, Ron.
So let me.
It's in there. Trust me, Zach.
so let me. I'm gonna get the GI thing real quick. So the reason why you don't trade Mitchell Robinson, right, is because you don't want to go down that road of trying to figure out if Marshall Plumlee has talent. You don't want to go down that road. You don't want to go down this road of does Willie Hernan Gomez, can we teach Willie Hernan Gomez defense? Right? So that's the reason why you know what Mitch
call him Billy because of Billy Goat. Billy Goat.
You know why you don't trade Mitchell Robinson? Because then you have to admit that you made a mistake getting rid of Enos Kanter.
Right. Right. And now you like
Trevor Ariza.
Remember we moved Enos Kanter out of that lineup.
Like Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, and
who else? Who else? Let's go. Shannon Fry.
Right.
Channing Frye is the
Fry
man.
like
Channing Frye was the
players
man,
like
though.
that.
Hey,
Shannon
y'all
Fry.
talked about that Derrick Rose situation?
Hey, please, before you
Yeah.
What?
Hey, let me acknowledge this super
Freezy
chat real
getting the
quick. Just real
veteran
quick.
point guard he wanted.
Right. So 23 Blade says, hey, 23 Blade, thank you for the chat. 23 Blade says, if I remember, Tip said Mitch should focus on defense, not fouling and footwork, which he is doing rather than shooting. Right.
Yes.
I feel him.
And you know what else I think it is too? I don't think it's solely about them really trying to hold him back completely. You can look at it from that angle too. But I think for what this team needs, they can't afford for Mitchell Robinson to be shooting because nobody else is rebounding really other than RJ and Julius on this team.
Right. And
That's
Julius.
it. That's
Right.
it. Nobody else is really
and Noel rebounds.
All those
when he
offensive
feel like
rebounds. All those
You're
offensive
right.
rebounds go away. He living at the perimeter. All
You're
that
right,
go away.
and you're right. Noel every night when he feel like it, he feel like rebound. Same thing with block shots. He'll have a game where he blocked 3 or 4 and then he disappear.
Then he
Keep his
He
averages
blocked
up.
6 that game and then went ghost. He went ghost.
He
He
pulled a
blocked
Houdini.
6 that game and went Carmen San Diego. We couldn't find him. Where's Waldo?
Carmen San Diego. That's my daughter's show, man. She love that show.
Bro, we went looking for him. We put him on the milk box looking for him.
Got an Amber Alert out for
6
him.
blocks.
I tell you what, how y'all felt about that loss last night, though? Who y'all blame for that one? Because I got a
Hey, before you get into that, hey, guys,
I'm
I
not
gotta
even
go.
gonna do that.
Illmatic, stay. We need you to stay,
Yo,
man.
Matrix, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. It really, truly was. You look sharp too, King.
Same here, brother.
Yeah, man.
No, I gotta work, man. We gotta go to work. But guys,
Sulu, we love you. We love you.
Illmatic.
Yeah. Peace out, fellas. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm at it.
That's AKA Uncle Chop, AKA on the grill, Mr. Barbecue Man. You heard me? We got them plates out back for you. We got the breakfast plate for you. We got them sausage links, them scrambled eggs, the patty melt, whatever you want. You heard me? Courtesy of Uncle Chop.
You making me hungry, bro. You making me hungry, man. All I
I
had
gotta
was
make
this.
myself food now.
Hey.
Wow. Yeah, man. Me too, bad.
Like Freezy yesterday with Evergreen Tea with the sandwich. He said,
Hey, what?
Give me
Hey,
the sandwich.
don't
Evergreen
lie.
with the sandwich.
Don't lie. When Evergreen Tea was eating that sandwich, I started to throw on a slow jam.
He R. Kelly that sandwich.
I started to throw on a slow jam when he was doing that sandwich, man.
That's a good one, man.
But man. He also dropped us off at the commode and kept us on camera too.
Oh,
he tried to pull a Brett Favre on us.
Oh my, yeah. Hey, shout out to the G that's Evergreen. Shout out to Evergreen.
He also said, Ron, that Kwame Brown wasn't a bust.
Yeah, he did.
Kwame Brown wasn't a bust.
Yeah.
Got Ron to roll his eyes.
R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, man.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant.
Shout out
to GOAT.
Shout out to one of the
R.I.P.
best to ever do it, man. Shout out to one of the best in his family, one to ever do it, man.
R.I.P.
Peace
Kobe
to
Bryant.
GG. Rest in peace to everybody in that tragedy,
Bryant,
man.
Exactly, man.
Everybody.
Kwame Brown.
What
My
did you
opinion
say?
on
You took
Kwame
it down. I
Brown.
couldn't see it.
My opinion on Kwame Brown is that Kwame Brown was a second round player that was drafted too high.
Yeah,
might have been even. Well, he would have to be a second round player just because of that size.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He was solid defensively, but offense was not his strong suit at all.
That's why I say R.P. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant called him out about that. Kobe Bryant told Kobe Brown, man, you trash.
When they combined for that magical 82-point performance together.
Yeah. Him and Kobe scored 82 points in a game.
Without Kwame Brown, that doesn't happen.
And he had 2 points. Man, but I'm gonna tell y'all, man, we gotta make some moves, man. It's obvious what type of team we have, man. We a roller coaster team, and a roller coaster. You know me on a roller coaster because of one main position is at the feet of your starting point guard.
Yeah,
and if you got good to great point guard in this league, man, those are the teams that you see generally at the top. That's always in the playoff hunt. But when you got a point guard that you can't count on from night to night, your team is going to reflect that point guard.
Why do you think he's going
when
for
Alfred
Derrick
Payton
Rose?
have good games, more often than not, we win. When he plays terrible, we lose. And that's why they're going after Derrick Rose. is
That's
because
Tom's guy.
Tom see the same thing that everybody else see. You can't depend on Alfred Payton. And for anybody depending on Alfred Payton, you're gonna be on that first thing smoking out of LaGuardia. Right along with him. I'm gonna tell you right now, because he's not gonna be here.
At what
And that's
point?
why that's why me and Freezy are willing to keep talking about Bradley Beal till we're blue in the face for the right price, Zach. For the right price, Zach. Relax. For the right price.
I am relaxed, bro.
Now you guys just brought up a great topic.
We got the hats on. We got a
great
connection
topic
today. I ain't yelling at you today.
Because I wouldn't overpay for him. You won't. It would be the Melo trade all over. But we need somebody we could put the ball in his hand. Because we need some. I don't want to get the Melo people started. They've been quiet all year. I don't want to bring them back to life. But I don't want to. I want to put the ball in some. I want to put the ball in somebody's hands that'll make other players better. That is the one thing we were missing on this team.
Yeah.
And as much as we want Quickley to do it, RJ was doing it some last night, and look what happens. We go up by 15 points when RJ starts doing that. That's when Mitch was playing his best ball. Randall was able to relax because we know Randall's a player. He's going to get his. You don't have to worry about Randall. All you got to do is spread the floor. Even if those guys can't shoot, Randall's going to figure a way to get his. We're missing that one guard who could say, give me the darn ball, and everybody just get where you're most comfortable, and I will get it to you there. That's
agreed,
what CP3
100%.
And this is
but
the
also
ultimate judgment on your point guard, though, is that when your point guard, when your power forward got more assists than your point guard is a problem. Go ahead, Zach.
We could spend what I'm saying, instead of I agree, we can't overpay for Bradley Beal, but he'd be awesome on this team. But I'm saying
he looked frustrated last night. You saw him?
What if we could get, because Derrick Rose was coming off that injury with us, and he had that, people say it was a horrible season still, 18 plus. He looked better than he did in previous years, and then he started taking off. He reinvented his game. What if we could spend a second rounder, just a second round pick or something like that on Derrick Rose?
I said
second rounders to get him and figure out who you want to.
And Dennis Smith Jr.
I said DSJ to China.
I said that. Dennis Smith Jr. in the
Both
second
of
round.
them?
I'm with you, Zach. I said both of them.
Right. Good one.
You know what? I do Ron one better. And I don't like being the guy that likes to top people because, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but you know what? I would send them Kevin Knox and Frank.
I'd say Kevin Knox, but they want
I'm sick of Kevin Knox, man.
They'd want first
You can put Kevin Knox in a 3-team trade to get Bill as well. Dennis Smith Jr. for Derrick Rose is a swap.
Were you saying?
No,
you
you're gonna have to get more than that.
Kevin Knox
You're gonna have to get
LaGuardia?
more than that.
You traded him to LaGuardia?
I'm saying put Kevin Knox in a trade maybe for Bill or Zach LaVine as far as a 3-team trade. Kevin Knox
first rounders to take Kevin Knox. He ain't getting you nobody.
Nobody's budging for
His
Kevin
value
Knox.
trash can status.
So
garbage juice. You know what he is? He's my little ashtray that I got water in that I throw in the trash. He has
Let me say this about
No, but Dennis Smith Jr. for Derrick Rose is like an even swap. Throw something else in.
Hey, let me
don't disrespect D Rose like that.
No, there ain't no even swap. Chop.
But he's on the market. Aren't they trying to trade him?
Only because he.
Okay.
Yeah, but he ain't no even swap. But
I know, but
that Bradley Beal situation, y'all listen to Bradley Beal, man. This is his numbers this year. Bradley Beal, this is ridiculous.
Yo, my man's is in the building.
Oh man,
Tony Crow Media is in the building. What's good?
Hey, Uncle Chop, man, get that man his breakfast plate, man. We got to get in them links. You know what I mean?
Chop,
I got you coming in the back, baby. I'm gonna wait till you finish smoking cigarettes, Zach. I got you.
I'm not even you see me, man. I'm hungry.
Hey, that's my dog right there, man. We go way back. That's the
Hey, let me say hello to my friend real quick. Tony Crow, how you doing?
What's going on, Freezy, man? It's been a minute, man. I like what you're doing out here, man.
Yeah, man. We trying
to the success.
Hey, man. Well, thank you. You know what? When I saw your name, I was like, somebody must have said something about Nas.
I heard y'all talking to the guy Illmatic, so You know, I woke up and
he was like, "What?"
Here I am. Here I am.
Right. I knew it was there was a trigger word, a buzzword that was said. It was like the genie in the bottle. Like somebody said Illmatics, and it was like, hey, did somebody say Illmatic? and there he is. And there he is.
Hey, yo, Tone, can you bless this chat with your famous line, please?
Please.
Oh, your black is time.
Bam! Now we official.
What was
Now we
that?
official.
You already know.
Tony, man, what's up, man?
I'm good, man. I like the conversation, man. Oh, I don't even know where to chime in at because
you got to get it right now.
Talk about everything.
Listen to these numbers on Bradley Beal, man. This is why you go get this dude. This year, I'm gonna start at his career numbers. Then we're gonna go to his performance this year. Career numbers through 557 games, 21.3 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 45.3% from the field, 37.9% from the 3, 81% from the free throw line. Right. So that's good, right? Now listen this year. Through 12 games, 34.4 points a game, 5.4 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 48.3% from the field, 35.4% from the 3, 87.7% from the free throw line. Sign me up.
Last year's too.
Sign me up.
I was having that discussion with Sim last night, and I think we all agree. He's a closer, a finisher.
Right.
I mean, the only question I have for him is he conducive to winning? Because he's never been in a winning situation. And we're gonna have that question mark for pretty much anybody that's available.
Mm-hmm.
But I take the chance 100%.
And you know what? This the bonus with Bradley Beal. Everybody forgetting the guy can run that point guard.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what I told Sim. I'm like, I put him right at the point. Off the jump, I'll put him at the point. And he don't got to score 35 for us.
Right.
Exactly.
We need a guy to score when we need points.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's what he can do.
Right.
You know, and then when the rest of our guys are warm and getting hot, you know, they could do what they've been doing all year. But we get into these scoring droughts where we can't find a basket, and we need somebody who is going to find the basket when we need it.
Yeah, bucket, go get him.
Right. That is what we're missing. And to those that
he's still young, right?
He's 27.
Yeah.
He's 27.
Years old.
This is his 9th season, and he's 27 years old out of University of Florida.
He don't turn 28 until June.
And he's got size. He's 6'3", 207. Right? That's size.
Bradley Beal's only 6'3"?
Yep.
He look bigger than that.
Yeah.
Because he can tie his shoes standing up. That's why. You know what I'm saying? So but here's the other thing too, though. Here's the other thing too. For those that don't think Bradley Beal is a winning player, man, it takes a miracle worker to win with some of those rosters that he had. The Frank Ntilikina game, the 20-10 game, that was against the Wizards. Frank Ntilikina got 20-10 against the Wizards.
Now
right?
Kev's gonna show back
and now people are saying, well, Bradley Beal's not a winner. Really, what kind of roster do you have to have for Frank Ntilikina to get 20-10 against you? Think about that. You know what I'm saying? For Frank to feel aggressive enough, for Frank to be like, oh, I can go against these dudes. And yeah. Think about that.
Frisky Frank. You brought out Frisky Frank.
And that's not, and I'm not throwing shade at Frank. I'm just saying, look at the rosters that Bradley Beal has been playing on. I mean, think about that. If Frank feels like he can get in his bag against you, what does that say about your roster?
Here's the thing, though. You can say that about a lot of guys. Like nobody's a winner until they win. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he can't be.
Right.
Because I'm a prime believer that you don't even become a superstar until you have a performance in the playoffs. And historically, like it's a proven, like it's proven. There's no superstar in this league that hasn't become that in the playoffs.
Right.
So you got to get there. You even guys that put up numbers historically throughout their career, like Kevin Love.
Right.
Like everybody, he's a star. Look at his numbers, but he never got to the playoffs until he got to Cleveland. And then when he got there, his role wasn't the same.
Right.
So,
And, but he joined a star. He joined a superstar that had done what you said.
Yes, agreed. But he had to take a different role.
Right.
So I believe in Beal 100% because I feel like he's the guy that if we get to the playoffs, now he's gonna show you who he really is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Then he'll become that superstar. 100%. I have no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. But what you're saying is you're allowed to have reservations about it, right? You're allowed to have some.
Say that again?
You're allowed to ask some questions about it. Some reservations. Well, that's what you have a reservation about what he,
It's not even to me. It's just the fact that he hasn't done it yet. He hasn't had the opportunity.
So you're allowed to worry about giving up the whole house for Bradley Beal because of those things.
Let's get into that discussion because that's the main question. What is it going to take to get him?
I love you,
what are we willing to give up for him?
How much time he got left on that contract? That's
what's his contract, Ron?
Entire house, the car, the kids.
How much time left on that contract? Is it 2 or 3 years?
Well, all right. He has this year, next year, and then a player option, I believe.
Right.
Probably 2 years if he comes to the Knicks.
So he would have extend him before we sign him.
So let me offer some help out there. So for those that want to know about NBA contracts, generally we use sporttrack.com as our reference because SportTrack breaks down not only the NBA salary cap, but the team salaries and then the individual player contracts in terms of how many years, team option, player option, and all that stuff. So if you go to
27 this year, I think 34 next year, and a player option for 37.
27, 34, and then 27. Okay.
37 in the last.
30, yeah.
30,
27 now.
Okay.
34 next.
34, and then a player option for 37.
Which he probably gonna turn down the player option and get the super max.
Yeah, we'll have to extend him.
But the question is, you cannot give up the farm for him, because then it becomes the Wizards situation. It becomes look at the team around him, like Freezy's saying, about his career. You like, I think you got to give up like 4 picks. I think you got to do that, and then we could absorb some of the contract because we have $14 million in cap.
Right.
Oh, we would have to come up with around $18 million in cap. So we would have to come up with around
$9 million because he makes 27.
8 to 10 million. So, I mean, if you can do that and give a filler and one piece, 4 picks, that's what it's going to take.
Right.
And then the question.
It's not happening this year. It's not going to happen. It's not
happening. I would say it's
don't say it ain't gonna happen.
I would say it's absolutely worth it. And so the thing is and I troll Knicks fans some with this statement. Like y'all say, no, we can't give up the 2021 first round picks. So this is what I hear when I hear the 14 pick and the 17 pick, right? With the 14 pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Kevin Knox. With the 17th pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Frank Ntilikina. That's what I hear. Right now,
that'd be a win.
Now with y'all, now with others, now the optimists, they think with the 14th pick in the 2021 NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Michael Jordan. and with the 17th pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Hakeem Olajuwon. That's what they hear when they hear draft pick. What I hear when I hear draft pick is a guy that's going to be good eventually, You know what I'm saying? Quality player may take some time to develop. You know what I'm saying?
Eventually,
it might be good. Might be good event now. Now he may become an all-star, but he may become a role player.
Standing in the corner with his hand
are,
up his butt.
will you be satisfied with that? With those 2 picks that we draft this year, or would you be satisfied with the draft if those guys are just role players?
See, my problem with the draft.
I'm gonna just say this real quick. And I promise I'll get out of the way. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this and then I'll go off camera. Right. So my problem is, if you're not satisfied with potential role players that may take 2 or 3 years to develop, why not give that away and get Bradley Beal right now? I'm gonna move off the camera so y'all can eat.
I'm gonna tell you, Freezy, man. When I think about it, this is the way I look at draft picks, and this is in all sports. They're unproven. I don't care how much tape they got in college, they're unproven. Everybody look good in college till they get to the NBA or to the NFL or to pro baseball. You know what I mean? But my thing is, man, I like the known over the unknown. It's the same situation right now with my Dolphins with whether or not to move Tua or go after Deshaun Watson. Down in Miami, we've been looking for a quarterback since Marino. We hope Tua becomes a quarterback like that. But Deshaun Watson right now, nobody can dispute. He is a franchise quarterback. So you move what you got to move to get him. Bradley Beal, ain't no question. When the last time we had a player that magnitude on this team? RJ looking promising. Will he get there? We don't know.
I'm just saying that they gunshot.
I don't think so, and I'm gonna tell you why.
They showed that
if you remember
in the draft, we showed that we was in gunshot in the draft. We was moving and shaking, and in the draft we was.
But you know, when it comes to that money they sitting on, they ain't sitting on that money for no reason. The front office already said it. You know, the way you get better, Tibbs himself said it. Drafts, trades, and free agency.
And
all 3 phases. He said you got to turn over every stone. And so if Bradley Beal becomes open, don't be surprised if we move players, man. That's why we can't be attaching ourselves to players.
Yeah, at the end of the day, a big game. He's just going to trade for Rose.
For me, it's not about being attached to any individual players per se. It's more of a fact of if we give up too much, he's coming into a situation where we're not gonna win, which is not gonna be beneficial for him. And don't be surprised if, because of his loyalty to the Wizards, they work with him and trade him where he wants to go. Yeah. So we might not even be an option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We definitely might not be able.
I've been dying to say that he's already in a rebuilding situation. He ain't gonna go to another rebuilding situation.
I'll tell you this: if they went after Bradley Beal, you know what that signals? Playtime is over.
No, but
they're gonna tear the studs down. They're getting rid of a lot more, and they're gonna bring in proven players. If they go to Bradley Beal, I'm telling you right now, if we hear that the Knicks are in contention to try to get Bradley Beal and we get him, this whole thing is going to change. It ain't going to be no more, we trying to just rebuild. They're going to be going out to get players to put around.
You definitely got to re-sign him because he's an unrestricted
give
free
up
agent.
a lot of picks for him or assets or players, you're going to have to almost have a wink deal with Beal that I'm going to re-sign.
And not even wink.
That's going to be done before he even get here.
And he was
not going to extend him now. They got to be on the last year of their deal to really extend him.
He was rumored
with the NFL,
Nets, and he was rumored with the Lakers. So if he gets traded, in my eyes, it's championship contender. It's championship bust team. No more rebuilding team. Ain't no trying to figure it out. He already.
Raphael, the only reason that doesn't make a lot of sense because you're assuming those teams have the capital already. Washington is not going. You got to be able to have a lot to give up for Bradley Beal, and those teams have already made those trades to make those teams. They are not in position to move heaven and earth. That's why the Knicks are going to be at the forefront to be able to get him. The question is, will he want to come here? Because they are going to work with him to allow him to go where he is. But one of those lead teams now Dallas could be in position to do something.
Yeah,
but
there's quite a few teams, man. You got Dallas, you got Miami, who has cap space as well, and
what about Milwaukee?
And can trade a few pieces.
Milwaukee I don't think
Milwaukee's in position,
right.
but Philadelphia is. So that's the way I'm looking at
Philly,
it.
I'm trading Ben Simmons for
Philly,
Bradley Beal.
Miami,
right now,
and Dallas. Because if
Dallas
they willing,
he played better off Embiid.
If they willing to give up Simmons, I think the Wizards do that in a heartbeat. The only question mark there is they're gonna have to flip Westbrook somehow, and they already
Westbrook nowhere,
and they already gave up a pick for Westbrook.
Some Knicks fans still want Westbrook, so watch us trade for Westbrook.
No, I wouldn't touch Russell. I don't touch Russell.
I think they're stuck with Westbrook, so I don't think Simmons fits. But Miami, they're dangerous. They have a chance.
He's a Pat Riley type player too. Bradley Beal,
Jimmy Butler,
he'll fit right in.
But we would be in the top 3 or 4 teams to be able to really have the assets that would attract.
We won't have to
and
move.
plus,
to your point,
yeah, but he has to want us. He has to want us, and it has to be in a position where he asks for a trade, and Philly and Miami and Dallas aren't getting any traction. You know what I mean?
Also, though, if you think about it, like with I think we sell ourselves short because they say why we want to go to another rebuilding situation. Like the Wizards have nothing. We at least have guys with potential that he might see himself playing with that get better next year, a lot better. Randall, Barrett, Quickley, Mitch. Like we got a lot more than Washington does.
Yeah, I agree.
Some of them players you're calling gonna be gone.
They're gonna be gone. They're gonna go in the
trade. They're gonna go in the deal.
Well, that's what we can't do.
Ghetto knows I know that.
Exactly. So you have to get like a third team involved.
What do you envision? What are you willing to give up? Because everybody.
I'll go first. I'm willing to give up Obi. I'm willing to give up potentially Mitch. Obi, Mitch, and some draft picks. I'm willing to give up because I could find another center.
Okay.
I'd probably go.
Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Because I think that's what
it's going to get it done. I think it's.
I think that will get it done. I think that will get it done.
If it does, sign me up.
And it's probably going to be another filler player in there just for the salary cap.
Please be Kevin Knox.
Wait. Uncle T, I missed it. I just came back. What was the scenario? And refresh me.
What are we willing
you
to
came
give
back
up?
without my food.
What are we willing to give up for Bradley Beal? Or what do you think it takes?
Oh, okay.
Chop, what you willing to give up for Bradley Beal? Chop, what you willing to give up?
I'm saying Frank, DSJ, and the picks that we have later on.
Woo, Frisky Frank. Washington might be the only ones that'll do it because he had 20 and 10 against.
Yeah, let him flourish over there. It's okay.
Woo.
No, you know what? I don't want
Kevin. Superstar though. It's like who do you Knicks fans want to give up? Frank, DSJ, second round picks.
Like them pieces that's not really perform. We looking the guys.
Obi probably. They're probably not going to want Obi. I think they're kind of solidified at the 4.
Do we think other GMs are Knoxers or Frankers? Like, do we think that they're that? Like, do we think those GMs are dense?
I can see Frank being wanted by a couple of teams.
Yeah, but not for Bradley Beal.
No.
So then Bullock, all right, scratch Frank out. DSJ, Bullock, and some other picks. And throw in Nolas Noels. You can have him.
I love you, Chop.
Hey, if we could do it. Right?
If you did that, you'd be GM of the century. If you
I mean,
sold Brad,
they may just value expiring contracts and like 4 first-round picks.
They absolutely will. I don't know 4 though. 4 might scare me away. 3, I'll stop at 3. 4 would scare me. 4 would scare me, but I would.
And how many first round picks we have within the next couple of years?
7 within the next 5.
We're loaded on picks.
So GI, what if you give up both Dallas picks, which aren't going to be as high as ours, and then let's say, so that's the next 2 years, and then 2 first-round picks of our own down the line, where we expect to be a contender, where they don't matter as much.
I don't think you could go out so far, but I would go out as far as the CBA will allow me to go. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
And I would definitely, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna start to weigh whether the Dallas picks or not, because Dallas pick right now is right with ours, and they're talking about trading.
Yeah, that's right. They're kind of trash right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate KP too.
I mean,
Dallas and I got something in common.
That's what it's gonna take, though. That's what it's gonna take. Look at the trades in the recent trades. Look at what Drew Holiday, what they got for Drew Holiday.
This guy is speaking to my soul, GI.
I mean, it's gonna take that, because that's the trend right now.
I know, bro. I agree. I was at GI's neck with this a couple of days ago.
So, I mean,
who's assuming that we would automatically do it? I said we just kick the can. If we don't like it, we're not going to lock into it. You were just going crazy as if that's what the GM was talking about doing that night. I was saying relax.
Yeah, I was a little crazy. I'm not
if it costs too much, we won't do it. But we got to go kick the can. You were suggesting don't even try because they're not going to listen to you. I was like, you got to go try.
So
I like Chop.
I would try to do one player to make the salaries match, both Dallas picks and one of our own. And the way I'm looking at it is the Dallas picks, we got to do something with those picks to justify the Porzingis trade and feel like we won it. So if we throw those picks in, now it's like, oh, all right, we traded KP, we got a Bradley Beal, and we traded KP and one of our picks and got Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? That's the way I would look at it to justify it. But if we're not keeping Randall, RJ, and probably Mitch, it's going to be tough to win even with Bradley Beal.
Okay, now that's a good listen. Bradley Beal, right? He's still 27. Him and Randall's the same age, correct?
Yeah.
They both in their prime now, with the additional talent that we have. Unless we don't give up RJ, Quickley, Mitch, right? And maybe keep Knox. I don't know, right?
No, Chop, you're losing me.
No, I'm just saying. Oh, right, you have to give up Knox. Okay, whatever.
I have to give up Knox to the garbage, to the trash can.
Hey, don't knock my boy. You can't knock the hustle. I am a Knoxer.
You can't knock the hustle.
I'm a Knoxer.
You were making so much sense, and then you said you're a Knoxer.
Hey, I'm not. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of him, and I like his potential. I'm not here saying he's playing well, but I see the improvement. And
from where
he's just
not hitting less than what he did last year.
All right. Listen, wait. Forget the Knox thing, Zach. Forget it. Listen, but I'm saying,
I'll say
Bradley Beal is in his prime.
Conversation.
All right, yeah. Bradley Beal is in his prime.
Y'all talking about Knox, huh?
No. He got brought up in the cross.
No. Hold on, let Chop go.
He got caught up in the.
Go ahead, Chop. Bradley Beal's in his prime. Go ahead.
No, I was saying Bradley Beal's in his prime. Julius Randle is obviously in his prime now. I mean, I'm not saying give up the whole farm, but we have to make some moves to get him. Listening to what Tone Crow is saying, like he could be a major improvement, if you will, with the talent that we have right now.
Could be. Ain't no could be in that.
Hey, and then you know what else?
Yeah, you're right. Correct me. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's an improvement.
You know what else it is that we forgetting? Hey, we need players to attract players, right? That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all.
If you build it, they'll come. If you build it, they'll come. What's that movie?
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
That's
Appetizer. We don't
another
look
thing
like
with
an
Bradley
appetizer
Beal.
right
If
now.
we
Yo,
could
that's
somehow
really a
get
Knicks
Julius
thing,
Randle
though.
and
Start
have
winning.
Bradley Beal,
We gotta start.
somebody else would want to
That
come
is
here.
so Knicks.
Chop,
Field of
my
Dreams. We
King
get ghosts.
got a, I don't know his name. He got a soft voice, so we don't hear him. Go ahead, King. What you were saying?
That's Rockstar. Rocket.
Rockstar. Go ahead, King.
with the mask game on 100%.
Yeah, that's my man's there now.
So we gotta
His
gotta
mask
look
be
at
fire.
appetizing right. We now look at appetizing right now. We gotta start winning some games. Then we could talk about some players going to come here. That's the thing. Like
You're right.
we selling ourselves short.
It's
That's
that,
men.
We can't
it's not
keep
the roster.
we can't keep affording to going in these on these losing streaks. We can't keep teetering the board like that. We can't keep doing it. We got to get over the hump first.
Yeah, we choked
Anyway,
away two
still
of these
think we're making
games.
the
We
playoffs?
should have left. We should have left at least 2-2
Yeah, we should have left 2
on
and
that,
2
on that road trip. We should
Yeah,
have
that
left
was
at least 2-2.
That one
Players
game
quit
made the
last
difference.
night.
We definitely showing we got the potential. We definitely showing we got the potential. We
I just
gotta
don't
eat.
see the.
We
I
gotta
just don't
eat.
see the talent. I just don't see the
I don't
talent.
see the heart. How
I
you
think
gonna
that
get
I,
ripped like that?
Listen.
I felt like that too
Over
I
and
last
think,
night.
over
I'm
and
gonna say
over
we
this.
got the
again.
heart. I think
I'm
we
gonna say
fight
this
every
about
game.
I'm gonna say this about this team. We definitely not the sharpest. He's definitely not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but we definitely not the dullest.
You got
Right
that
now.
right. We ain't
We
the worst
definitely
team in the
not the
league. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
shout
not
out
the
to Uncle
sharpest, we're
Leon
not
for
the
say
sharpest
it
knife in the
again.
drawer, but we
What's the
definitely not the
parade?
dullest. So let's we teetering right now, and
Hey,
we
say
gotta
that
get
again,
over that
Rockstar.
hump.
Say that thing again.
We
You
gotta get
just
over
said
that
about the
hump.
back of the
We
draw.
gotta
Say
get
that
over
again.
that hump.
They ain't
We
heard
Say it
me. Say that
again.
we gotta get over that
Say it
hump.
again.
That's all it is. We gotta get over the hump. That's it. That's all it is.
Man, you got me ready to run through this thing behind me. You heard me?
Play with a bunch of potential right now. Our
Yeah.
thing
Hey,
is,
hey,
the thing
what's
is,
my
we
man?
don't have
What's my
the
man's
thing is,
name
our thing is,
that
our thing
asked me
is,
if
we
I
don't
was a
have a
Knoxer?
one. Our thing is, we don't
Oh,
have a
my name's Zach.
solidified one, and we don't have a solidified
Good
five.
to meet you, bro.
We don't have a
True.
solidified one, and we don't have a solidified five.
Yeah.
Everything between there, 2 through 4, we got all the upside, and crazy because we got Obi, we got Julius Randle, we got the Austin Rivers, we got the Alex Burks, we got the Emmanuel Quickley, we got all those guys in the middle right there, but we don't got that 1 through 5 that's like, all right, solidified, because we got Mitchell Robinson right there. We got to protect that oral guards right now. Because look, come on, his upside is tremendous. Like, come on.
So why we losing? So why we're losing a lot of games?
We losing because we
No.
don't got
I was gonna give an answer. No, and I'm gonna let you go.
we
Right.
don't got that guy that's driving the wheel. We don't got that point guard. Got that.
But what's
Yo,
lacking is every game.
can I say something real quick? I just want to say something. I promise
get
I'll
it.
give you about 15 seconds.
Cheater.
Oh Lord.
So the road trip, y'all sleeping, man. We should have left this road trip 4-0. The Sacramento game. The Sacramento game, man, we legit stopped scoring at the end of the game. We didn't have a go-to guy at the end of the game against the worst defense in the NBA. Right? The Portland game got snatched away from us because we should have got Julius Randle fouled on the foul line with 2 free throws and a technical foul. That means we hit that 1 free throw to tie the game and get the ball back. We could have won that game.
Referees apologize for that one.
Right, and
referees apologize for that one.
Does that make it better?
Right, and in this game here against the Utah Jazz, we legit shut them down defensively. They shut us down too. But so what? We scored 13
Your
points.
coach shut us down.
Right. We scored 13 points in the fourth quarter. If we had a go-to game, if we just scored league average 100 points, that means we just scored 25 points in the fourth quarter. We'd have beat the Utah Jazz by 2.
Your coach
was like, man,
the reason we're not 3 games over 500 right now. The reason we're not 3 games over 500 right now is because we signed 3 vets.
What's up,
we
Tim?
signed 3 vets that we have to rely on.
Right.
For this down the stretch scoring and for this consistent scoring. Burks, Rivers, and Bullock. And neither one of the 2, and we beat up on the guys we draft a lot, and that's natural because we're attached to them more. But the 3 guys that management said we're going to go to for consistent scoring and consistent leadership was Burks, Rivers, and Bullock. And then there's not, you can't show me one game this season where 2 of the 3 came to play at the same time.
Hold on, I want to respond to that.
And the problem with that,
Hey, before y'all do that, before y'all do
G.I.,
that,
you don't want to add.
Hey, before y'all,
none
before
of
we
them
do
are
that, let
healthy
me
at the same
introduce my
time.
guy. Right, hey, Rock,
None of them are healthy at the same time.
But hold on, because we got
Right.
plenty of time. Yeah, let me welcome my guy Tim
Relax.
into the video chat. Tim, what's good?
Man, salute to the kings and the queens in the chat.
Hey, man.
You on watching? Salute to you all. Salute to the pen. Good to see you guys. Man.
So I want to say something real quick, and then I'm gonna jump off and let y'all eat. Tim, so first of all, I know you ain't came up here to be quiet. For one thing, I know good and well you ain't came up here to be quiet, right? And based on previous history, I know that you have a live grenade, and so I'm gonna get out the way because I don't want to get caught up in collateral damage.
I'm still waiting for my grenade, Freezy.
Freezy,
You're gonna make me wait days. You're gonna make me wait Friday for my
He
grenade.
probably just came on here to just be on some chill.
I don't know why.
Like,
I think you're
chill,
thinking of something.
chill, cool, calm, collective.
Nah, I can't help. I have energy, dog. I can't help out my energy. If I don't let this energy out, then it becomes nervous energy, and I don't want it to be that.
Nah,
Hey,
I just
the chill.
for your platform. Let me just shout out all you guys on there.
Yeah, man.
Hello, that be cooking out on that grill in the barbershop, baby. Food is always great for us when we come on in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, boy. Shout out to my man, Mr. Rocket. Salute, King.
Yo.
Every time I see you, Zach, you know what it is. King is always love every time I see you, man. Ralph.
Same to you, big guy.
See you again, man.
Likewise, man.
Thinking Anthony, Tony, that's your name? Salute, King. See you a couple of times on Sim Show, you know what I mean? You be doing your thing with some great takes, you know? Salute, King. It's all love, man. Shout out to what's your name? G.I. Salute, King. It's good to see you, man. You know, shout out to my brother from another mother, my big bro, the king himself, man, aka Worldwide Ron. You know, good to see you. I just want to jump on, you know what I'm saying? I'm on vacation. So I said, look,
nice. Where you go? Where'd you go?
I just got a 2-hour workout in, so I jump on with the fellas real quick, top it up a little bit because I know I'm gonna be on for long, but I just wanted to take a picture.
Big bro, where'd you go to vacation?
So, yeah, man, I'm enjoying it right now, man. I'm gonna
say, where'd you go? Did you go to the beach?
Nah,
Where'd you go?
nah, I'm home, man.
That's a staycation.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Say it again, stop. Say it
Keeping
again.
it safe. She's keeping it safe, man.
Yeah.
Ducking the COVID. Ducking
I
that
don't
COVID.
blame you, man.
I'm gonna enjoy every bit. Can't go nowhere with this COVID, man.
Yeah, he's ducking that COVID, man.
Yeah,
I need a staycation too, man.
Stay safe, man.
Advantage of it, man. But what was y'all talking about?
Oh, we just
Bradley Beal.
Hey, hold up, Tim. Hey, we gotta recognize my man JD in the chat. Shout out, shout out to JD for the $2 super chat. For
JD salute.
You know what I
JD.
mean? Hey, JD said,
My impersonation partner.
Tim is on. Breaking news. Shout out to you, JD.
Shout out to
JD,
man.
I know my man appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really appreciate that, man.
Hit
Y'all
them
keep
likes and
supporting the show.
subscribes for your guy.
Yeah, hit them like and subscribe, man. What
Share it
are
on
you
your
looking like? What are you
platforms.
looking like? Let's see. Get my man up to 100 at least.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all support all the other platforms as well, man. Nothing but Knicks. Florence Tears as always. The Man Show. Knicks Fan TV. Terry and Trey. All of them, man. Support all of them, man.
Everybody.
Hey, speaking of which,
Crow has something to say.
I got
Go
a
ahead, Crow.
shameless plug.
You got
I got my Knicks and Bruises. So check me out on my channel, Knicks and Bruises.
Tony, you been sitting on that? You been sitting on that thing, man?
Hey, I'm ready. It's one-on-one interviews talking about your worst Knicks moments as a Knicks fan. Everybody's welcome.
I'm about to go ahead and subscribe right now. You heard me?
I appreciate you, bro.
What's it called?
Nicks and Bruises. Put the link in the chat, maybe.
I'll come through, man.
Yeah. When I get off, I'll put it in the chat and you guys check me out. I appreciate you.
Hey, I just hit you, man. I just got you, man. Hey, that's another one of my guys, man. You know, we was in the dungeon with Sim, man. Hey, that thing go way back, just like babies drinking that Similac. You heard me? Hey, support my man Tony Crow. Yo,
Day
black
ones.
Stop
you
with
know what I mean?
the.
Hey, man, you get me tear up
Kills me
right
every
now,
time.
man. You know, I'm getting good news. On the other end, y'all saw me had to get off this thing just now, man. My daughter called me and hey, she might be going into labor. You heard me, my little grandson.
Oh, congrats!
You know what I mean?
Congrats!
So and now to hear
bro.
a man got his thing up and running, man. Hey, who's
All right.
man? You know you a part of that flagship. You know what I mean? Hey, everybody do your thing, man. Hey, you know your boy gonna come through. Just open the door, don't have it locked. You heard me?
Right. You made a point earlier. You made a point that you was trying to make, and I feel like it got ignored. And you want
can't congratulate him on being a grandfather before you want to make a point, bro.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulate the man.
I
Don't start
congratulate.
right out. I just want to make a point. Congratulate the man.
I did congratulate. But long story short, Ghetto said that something about our three best scorers was Alec Burks, Austin Rivers, and I forgot the third guy at the moment. And as soon as Ron Cleveland showed up, he wanted to talk about a potential trade for Derrick Rose.
Oh yeah.
Is he a good idea for you guys as a good veteran that can lead the team for wins? Because that he actually wanted to talk about that for the moment, and we brushed
it the first time.
Attention.
I think he wants to reunite with Tom Thibodeau, man.
Anywhere Tib go, Rose ends up being there because that's who he trusts.
Yeah, I read a little bit of that article, man, in the New York Post about Derrick Rose and him, man. How they like see the game.
He already wore this New York Knicks uniform, so
under a bad regime.
I guess that's something that we're looking at to get over the hump.
He left with a bad taste in his mouth.
Yeah, so I guess that's something they might be trying to,
You got to explore it. If you can give up a bum,
maybe explore that option just to probably get over the hump this year and maybe see what we could do. Because I feel like if we get to the playoffs, man, we are on the upside, man. We scary.
You think Quickley can learn a lot from Derrick Rose? Rocket?
Huh?
Wait.
You think Quickley can learn a lot from Derrick Rose?
You think? What?
I think what? I think he can. Yeah, but the games.
That's Derrick Rose. What kind of question is that?
Derrick Rose. The games are kind of like
Gotta ask.
Yeah, like exactly.
Is the sky blue? Does a bear take his gun in the woods?
We need some more
at high pace players.
We're a team. We're a team. We're a defensive team right now. Derrick Rose brings a little bit of offense on the backcourt. Well, I mean,
I said no chat bullying.
So you pro Derrick Rose or not?
Let's
That's what I'm saying.
Let's go.
He's an upgrade. Regardless of what, he's an upgrade.
Upgrade at point guard.
DSJ in the second rounder, give that garbage juice over there to Detroit. Give them whatever leftovers we don't want. Lukewarm. I mean, they've been already reheated twice. You know, give them all the crap we don't want, and then we can have Derrick Rose for next to nothing. Yes, because he ain't gonna command a bunch of picks. He ain't gonna command all that.
We can give up a first.
If we're not giving up,
I'm saying a second.
If we're not just giving up everything we're not giving it. We're not
first
giving
for
up
Derrick
everything.
Rose.
Nah, we don't want it. Or if we just giving up marbles, if he wants to come here,
want to give up a first for Derrick Rose.
No. If we
wait, guys, one at a time, please, one at a time, please.
Do you want to give up a first rounder for Derrick Rose?
No, let me respond to that real quick so I can let you talk. I've heard before that the Pistons wanted a first for Derrick Rose when the Lakers were interested on Derrick Rose, and that's what I wanted to say to that.
That's what the trade was looking like.
They can want something.
Is Derrick Rose worth a first round pick?
No.
I don't know.
No, Chop.
No.
Not at all.
I mean, we could trade Elf. If I could trade Elf,
exactly.
Give me a late first.
Hey, remember, Elf got a no trade clause. He has to agree to it.
What if he agrees?
Alfred for a first?
What? I don't
He's
know.
Wait, so we can't just waive him?
No, we
Only
just
person
No,
that'll take those guys
we
is the
can.
waiver
We
wire.
can and pay him. We could waive him and pay him his money. But to trade him, he has to agree to it.
Right.
Let me touch on that real quick. You know, because I'm gonna let y'all eat. You know what
Go
I mean?
ahead, Tim.
I don't want to lose my train of thought. Derrick Rose is like, you know, tires when you know the tires on the car when it's like wear and tear.
Oh,
yeah, like
When they look like drag slicks.
You got to go to the shop, the tire shop, and get new tires.
No wheel alignment.
You know, his knees is like old tires to me.
Need new shocks and struts.
It's suspect. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just speaking facts.
You know that.
Look, I would love to have him, but I don't trust it. You understand? The last thing we need is them to come here and then something go wrong. There's something to think about. You understand? We know he had major surgery on them knees. You know, and the last thing we need is be getting all souped up and psyched up for him to come here.
And then
something go wrong. Like, well, why did we draft? Why did we trade for him?
Right.
I mean, he's a good pick. I think Quickley will learn a lot from him, but I just don't trust them knees.
But he's been staying more durable than he used to.
We're not giving up no.
Exactly. Them knees ain't been giving him no problems in the last 2 years.
Hey, so how much? So how much is a difference maker is Derrick Rose?
That's the question.
More so than Alfred Payton. If you got a young player, I don't want him learning how to play the point guard behind somebody who's inconsistent. Because if you're learning from somebody that's inconsistent, chances are you're going to pick up some bad habits.
Good point, Ron.
Speaking the gospel today, Ron.
If I had to pick up a late first, I would probably consider Alfred Payton in the late first. If you know, and consider the situation.
Not nothing with the first.
No trade clause. If he waives it, I would. I mean, I would have to give up a pick. Look. We need him. I think
send DSJ out. You're not using DSJ.
All right,
send DSJ in a second
but
round.
Ralphie, hold up.
Yeah.
But Ralphie, that goes back to what Tony Crow was saying.
Ralphie.
Derrick Rose or Bradley Beal. Who would you rather?
My whole thing with Bradley Beal, you have to gut the whole team. With Derrick Rose, I still have a team that is competitive on the offense.
The question was, who would you rather?
Derrick Rose could shoot, and
the question was, who would you rather?
I tell y'all this:
command the most.
If we had Derrick Rose on this team right now, we have 3 more wins.
Bam.
Absolutely.
That's how you know his value. We have 3 more
and you
wins.
only give up trash juice for him.
Exactly.
And the only reason why what happened,
in the second
the
round.
only
Give him a
reason
grease
why-
fire and the fire
And the only
extinguisher. Put it
reason
out.
why, because Tibbs will trust Derrick Rose to play a more up pace and then get guys in position where they can do better. And I
And
guess
the guy who
that's
can't
the
play a ton of
only
minutes because of his
upside.
knees.
Yeah,
he's not going to force D Rose to play no 40 minutes.
The game is
And so-
Right. That's what Tim said.
Let me acknowledge the super chat, y'all. So Brian Williford says 3-team deal Rose, Beal, and Isaiah Stewart to New York, Randall, DSJ, and picks to Detroit, Griffin, Knox, and Ntilikina to the Wizards.
Man, the Wizards get
Wow.
boom.
I
Thank you
think
for the
busting
$5.
a guy past his prime.
I think that.
Oh,
Yeah. It was so So
I'll give him
thank
$5.
you for the super chat. But here's the thing. I think it totally depends on the
while you were
direction.
gone, Freezy, JD sent a super chat while you were gone.
Yeah, salute JD.
I heard Ron acknowledge.
Ron, I just wanted to tell you in case you didn't see.
So shout out again. Hey, thanks Ron too, man, for being the man. So JD said, I can't believe Tim is on breaking news. Right. I couldn't believe it either. That's how I'm like, what's going on? But just to answer that question, like who would you rather, Derrick Rose or Bradley Beal? I think it all depends on the direction of the team. If you're going for it, I think Bradley Beal is the play. You know what I'm saying? But if you want just like short-term sustainability, maybe some show quickly how to do it. Maybe some show the young guys how to be pros. Man, maybe D Rose. You know what I'm saying? Because and I know some people will say, well, how D Rose show people how to be pros? Well, Derrick Rose has come in with more expectation on his shoulders than anybody on the roster. Derrick Rose was the number 1 pick, former league MVP. You know what I'm saying? Played for a 60-win team.
Youngest MVP.
Not just any 60-round team. His
He
home.
showed that he would take the back
reinvented
seat.
himself.
He showed he'll
Reinvented
take
himself
the
to
back
stay
seat
effective.
and train up
a young guy.
Young guy, same way he was doing Killian Hayes.
Yeah.
But Killian Hayes got hurt, and you know what I'm saying? That's
Now
why.
it is what it is. Right.
Exactly.
So,
That's why we.
So yeah, I just want to rock for a few more minutes, man, because we coming up on 3 hours, whatever. I just want to thank everybody for coming on, man. Y'all can have I can legit do this for like 2 more hours. You know what I'm saying? Because of like the perspectives people bring, and I appreciate that. You know, and in a way, and I know it sounds mean. In a way, I do try to kind of have the conversation go a certain way, because sometimes we get in this thing where we talk about like Elfrid Payton can't shoot. We know that already. We don't want to talk
Kevin
about
Knox is a bust.
Yeah.
Hey,
Frank. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do
Kevin
that.
Knox is a bust.
I want to challenge. I want to challenge smart people, right? I want to get smart people on here to talk Knicks stuff, and I want to challenge them to bring out the best in them. Like, what's your best thought on such and such topic? You know what I'm saying? And I want to do it in a way that's fun. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of how I kind of mold the conversation or whatever, because y'all don't want to hear 4 hours of Elfrid Payton can't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm always so gracious and grateful that when people come on, we talk smart stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like talk multi-layered, you know what I'm saying, stuff. Because there's a time for us to be fans, but then there's a time for us to like put Tim in a corner, like box him in. It's like, Tim, what's your thoughts on such and such and such and such? And legit hear his smart thoughts on what it is that we asked him about. Kind of like how G.I. did me earlier. You know what I'm saying? With the Mitchell Robinson should get paid or not. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good topic.
Yeah.
Very good topic.
Yeah, kind of put us in a situation where the conversation is multi-layered. And so he want to bring out the best in me. You know what I'm saying? But the trick is on him, because I'm trying to bring out the best in him too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we have these
iron sharpens iron, King. Iron sharpens iron.
Bam, my man. Exactly. So I guess we can rock for about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna get out of the way and before I do that, let me acknowledge the super chats. So Lawrence Mayberry.
Lawrence.
So hey, hey, Mayberry, where you at? I know
That's
you
my
in Atlanta.
guy, man.
I asked where he at. I know he's in Atlanta, but I'm saying the panel is not the same without you. So he said, peace to the panel. My guy, Money Maker Mitch, let me down last night. He was a no-show last night. Yeah.
Mitch.
Yeah. So let me ask this. I'm gonna ask, just throw this out here. If there's a Knicks fix, like you know, a short-term Knicks fix, what is it?
Get rid of the trash man.
I know
Which
who that
one?
is.
Which one? There's a few.
Knox.
You saying the bust?
Get rid of
the no, he didn't.
First of all,
bust in the garbage.
First of all,
guy that broke the trash can.
First of all, he play on the court. He run up and down the court like he wears size 28 sneakers.
He has a size 28 forehead.
At the end of the day, and that's disrespectful to the team. He ain't no help. He ain't got no other game but that rainbow 3-point shot. That's suspect. What's the chances of those shots always going in? He ain't got
so
no
Knox is the problem?
He have no other. Yes, he's one. Yes, he's the cancer to the team.
You know
yes,
what
he
is
is.
sad, Tony and Tim?
Wow.
His most memorable Knick moment was getting the ball ripped out of his hands by Zion Williams.
That was right.
Summer league.
And after that, he was a shell of himself. It was over for him after that.
He snatched his soul with the ball.
You said Zion took his soul with the ball?
That was it.
For the record, let me ask y'all
we
this.
saw him swinging off of
It left the
we
demons.
saw him swinging off the rims and in summer league, swinging, dunking on people, going crazy. We saw him with it. We saw him being
but
a
Rock,
beast.
but Rock,
And
but
after
Rock,
that, it was
when's the
over.
last time the Knicks had a guy that shoot 40% from three? When's the last time the Knicks had a guy that shot 40% from
with
three?
28 size
Novak,
sneakers.
probably Novak.
Yeah, I'd rather have Novak than Knox.
Yeah.
I would definitely rather have Novak than Knox. That's not.
But
bring that
we
man here
can't
to
though
be
because Novak is
bring that
an
man here to just
announcer
sit
for the
there and
Milwaukee
shoot the
Bucks.
ball. Like,
You know what I'm saying? So we can't
we want
have
to see
Novak
something else.
instead of Knox.
We
But
want to see
the
him
thing,
get to the free throw line. We want to see him put some points on the board. We want to see him get to the board, get some easy buckets. So we don't just want to see him camping out at the 3-point line. We want to see him get some easy buckets. We want to see him get to the line. We want to see him
Tony, I
set
see you
some
getting
screens,
emotional,
some
Tony.
picks, some doing something.
People get too
I'm
many
just trying to
excuses for that
figure out,
kid. It's like people
is
say
this
don't
the
get many
consent?
minutes for dumb reasons. Like, oh, Knox got to have his forehead
Knox,
applied
but
lotion.
let's be fair though. If Freezy asked the question,
4
Knox
times a
is not the
game.
quick fix. It was a good
Hey,
take. It was a hot take there, but Knox is not the quick
Exactly.
fix.
He got to go. He got to go, man.
Hey,
He's basura, right? Basura.
hey, hold on. Let me hear what Tony got to say. Hey, Tony,
I don't even think he's the problem.
two things.
He's not the root
First,
of the
Freezy,
problem.
how can I reach you outside of this? Because I thought I had you on Twitter and I can't find you.
Yeah, I'll DM you my number after this.
All right, bet.
The accident.
So Knox, is this the consensus that Knox is the one that's losing us games?
It's part of it.
Is this
No.
Saying that.
Because no disrespect, but Uncle Freezy
No,
just said he wanted intelligent takes, and then you guys.
No, but Knox could be providing more.
Elaborated on his shoe
Uncle
size.
Tone, he could provide more,
Absolutely.
if you will, right?
Hey, hold on, y'all. Let Tony
He's
finish.
not the root of it. He's definitely not the root of it.
No, but
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, granted, he's underperformed. That's not a doubt. And back to when I was saying yes, I'm a Knoxer. I wasn't saying like don't include him in the trade. If we got to move him to get better, then yeah, no doubt. But the kid still has potential, and the kid is still young.
Yep,
Like,
that's true.
Like, let the man grow into his role before we say he's a bust.
Now you're right, but
he already had 3 years, man.
Not for this team, man.
3 years, and he had a great year his first year. If his first year was,
I don't give him last year. Last year he didn't have no coaching last year, so that
he regressed.
all them guys.
But the host,
but
professionally, guys, the host asks us a question: is what are the short fixes to the Knicks? And obviously, not staying or going doesn't fix the Knicks. So, what is the short fixes for the
short
Knicks?
term is address that point guard position. I don't care if you got to get Derrick Rose. My number one guy is who down there in Toronto. I would love to have Kyle Lowry.
Oh, he's like 3,000 years old, though.
Stop saying that. That man is 32 years old. He's not
short
term.
40. It's a running term.
He had an early birthday.
You get him and you sign him because he's on an expiring. You get him, you sign him no more than 3. But that third year is a team option. So essentially, you got him on a 2-year contract, cheap contract, nothing crazy. He can mentor quickly. And he'll solve 2 problems, actually 3, because he'll be a coach on the floor. He can shoot. The man averaging 19 points a game. He can pass the ball. He's giving you 6 assists. He plays defense from that position. So that's going to take a lot of pressure off.
And he's a champion.
And he's a champion. And guess what else he's going to do? He's going to know how to get your boys that can shoot the ball in the spots where they can do something with it. Unlike Alfred Payton, who got tunnel vision and only sees one thing. Sign me up for Kyle Lowry.
He's a dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a dog. But let me ask you this, because he's number 1 on my list too. But do you think it's feasible to trade for him when he's expiring, or going after him in the off season? Because why trade for him? And with the trend of what it takes to get somebody right now, what we're gonna have to give up for him.
I'll tell you this: you won't have to give up much because he's an expiring.
The only problem is with
it's only so much you have to give up on him.
He might want to go.
Toronto know that. We can send DSJ. We can send whoever else.
Think so.
Deal work and a draft pick. It's probably gonna have to be a late first. And even giving a late first for Kyle Lowry, I'd do it, man. I'm telling you, The guy is 32 years old, and what that's going to do. See, the problem with all our point guards, all our young point guards, they've never had a seasoned vet that they can sit behind and really learn the game. We've been letting these guys learn on their own. And to this point, we done had Moutier come through. We done had Frank come through. We done had DSJ and countless others. But they've never had that point to learn. And that's why we was trying to get Chris Paul so bad. Because they knew we needed a veteran point guard to help these young guys. So hey, go get Kyle Lowry, man.
Hey, so what Ron was saying, what Ron is saying is absolutely right. My only thing where I didn't buckle my seatbelt on is so we brought in like vets, but we didn't really bring in a winner. Like we bring in guys, we brought in guys like Ramon Sessions, Jarrett Jack, Alfred Payton. You know what I'm saying? We brought in guys, but see, they ain't winners, man. They professionals. They professionals. They'll tell you how to how to take care of your body, get to practice on time, how to get in your play, and how to get in your playbook.
They not elite.
But we have never brought. But we have never brought in a guy that knows how to win in high leverage games, and that's the reason why I say get Kyle Lowry in season.
Absolutely.
Don't compete against anybody else in free agency, right? When cats have bread, right? What we want to do is compete against teams with assets, because assets, us in Oklahoma City are the only teams that have those assets hand over fist that we can offer, right? So what we want to do is go get Kyle Lowry right now and keep him for these last 50 or so games, and hopefully 20 games in the playoffs, and season up our young core. And then if Kyle Lowry leaves, guess what? If Kyle Lowry dip, guess what? We got $30 million we can use in free agency. Hey, go ahead, Tony. My bad.
Good point.
My question to everybody then, because I agree. I actually brought this up to Sim a while ago, and he kind of talked me out of a trade for him. So my question is though, what are we willing to give up? Because he's more valuable to me than some of the other guys we were talking about, especially. Right. So what are we willing to give up? Are we talking first round picks?
I think the first round pick is worth it.
A late first.
Right.
Well,
right.
You can't really say late unless that's you only get a late first round pick if we're winning, and we don't know that we're winning.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna give him our pick, right? In hopes that when he get here, he'll turn our pick into a 20-something pick because we make a deep run in the playoffs, right? I'm not giving up Dallas's pick because I don't know. I can't control anything in that scenario. Right.
Do you think one pick is enough? That's what I'm asking.
I think it's enough because
I want to respond to that too.
That's what I'm offering.
We're talking about Masai Ujiri right now.
That's what I want to talk about.
Oh, we owe him an ass cutting in a trade. We owe him a rump. I'm sorry. We owe him a rump cutting in a trade. I'm sorry.
And we got Leon to do it, right?
We owe him, but is he willing to take a bad, like, you know what I mean? I'm not even gonna say a bad deal because I think a first is a feasible price for an expiring contract without a guarantee. Right. But is he willing to do that?
Right. I'm not for sure because Toronto started off slow, and they seem to kind of get their bearings together. But at the same time, we've seen Kyle Lowry turn a dude named Fred into a dude that got the bag. We've seen Kyle Lowry turn a dude named Pascal Siakam into a dude that got the bag. And these dudes are super raw. Now imagine what Kyle Lowry can do for a dude named RJ Barrett who's got that dog in him, or a dude like a dude. And so the question is a first round pick worth it? Is a first round pick worth turning RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson into dogs?
Absolutely.
But my question is, are you willing to go further than that? Because I don't know that Masai accepts just the first round pick.
He going
you understand what
I'll give it the first, and I'll send a couple players.
and we have to send 15 million back or close to it.
I send DSJ and Frank. I'll send Knox. All three of them in a first rounder for him.
Yeah.
I would move it, man, because I mean I'm looking at his numbers right now. 17.8 points a game through 14 games, 6.2 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 41.5% from the field, 35% from three, 88.7% from the free throw line. Alpha Payton, that'll serve another purpose too. You can put Alpha Payton where he belongs at the end of the bench in street clothes, DMPs. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, man. If we get Kyle Lowry, you talking about changing your culture.
Right.
He's a culture changer.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, so go ahead, Tim.
No, I agree.
Something else you had said. What you had said, Tony? You had just said something else. Oh, about Masai Ujiri. Oh, but would they be willing since they starting? I think Freezer said since they starting to make this incline, right?
Right.
Didn't they draft? They drafted a point guard, right? In
Malachi Flynn.
In addition to signing Van Vliet. So the writing already on the wall for Kyle Lowry. You know what I mean? Kyle Lowry is expendable. He's expendable.
I agree, but they not giving him up for nothing. But I agree. I think we can maneuver something. I think he's a smarter target, honestly.
Keep in mind though, he might want to go to San Antonio to play with his best friend. He was hurt that they got rid of DeMar.
No.
Here's
the thing.
He was hurt, bro.
The Rosen's a free agent too. So they may want to go to the same team next year. They may want to do that.
They want to come to New York. We had a space for him.
Tony Crow, what I want to say to that is I would trade for Kyle Lowry if I had doubts about Mitch, because that's what I feel it's going to cost to get Kyle Lowry. If I have doubts that Mitchell Robinson is a cornerstone for the Knicks, and if I have doubts, because I know he's going to command the bag like 20 to 25 mil eventually. If he's going to be a Rudy Gobert like people are saying he is, and I have doubts that I would want to keep him as a cornerstone, then that's that kind of player, and the way Masai Ujiri worked in my eyes, that's what's going to cost for a player like Kyle Lowry. That's what I believe.
I'm not giving up a starter. I'm not giving up a starter in the deal.
Don't say Leon Rose. Leon Rose, remember he was an ex-agent, so he got some dealings with a lot of these teams. Man, ain't no telling what they might have had going on in the past, and he said, "Hey, you owe me one." You know what I mean?
Right. Hey, so
to collect.
Hey, so I'm gonna wrap up right here, y'all, because I got to get some sleep. I've been up like 18 straight hours. But listen, what I want to do is this. I'm gonna bump y'all backstage for a few minutes, and it's just because I just want to say something real quick. All right. So I just want to say something real quick to Knicks fans, right? I'm gonna bring my guys in to bring the guys back in to piece it up before we get out of here. But I just want to say something. Hey, so Knicks fans, the Knicks fans that are abandoning ship, that are jumping overboard, that feel like the ship is sinking, that they feel like the team is trash. I want to point something out to you. The Boston Celtics are the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. We beat them by 30. The Milwaukee Bucks are the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. We blew them out. The Indiana Pacers are the number 4 seed in the East. We beat them. The Atlanta Hawks are the 6th seed. We beat them. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the 7th seed. We beat them. In the West, the Utah Jazz are the number 2 seed in the West. And we beat them. Right. So I said all of that to say this. Our roster is flawed, and we know this, right? Our roster is flawed, right? And we know this. What I'm asking you to do as a Knicks fan is be patient, right? Be patient. right? In case you didn't hear what I said, the Boston Celtics are the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, and we beat them. The Milwaukee Bucks are the number 3 seed in the East. We beat them. The Indiana Pacers are the 4th seed in the East. We beat them. The Atlanta Hawks are the 6th seed. We beat them. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the 7th seed. We beat them. Orlando Magic, right? Utah Jazz, the number 2 seed in the West. We beat them. The Golden State Warriors are the 8th seed in the West. We beat them. What I'm telling y'all is we are not that far off from being a playoff team, and not just a playoff team, but a team with a puncher's chance, right? If this team makes the playoffs, I kind of like my chances that this team is going to be competitive in a 7-game series, right? That's just Uncle Freezy saying that, right? What I'm saying is while we may not win 50 games, that's clear. That's abundantly clear. But we can make the playoffs. And you know what that does? And this is the reason why I just wanted to screen to myself just for a few seconds. Now, all those rookies that you brought in, those second-year players, those third-year players that played 1, 2, 3 years of meaningless games, guess what? They get the opportunity to play high-leverage games that matter, right? Games with stakes on the line, win or go home games. So our young guys have never played in those type games, right? So what I'm saying is be patient with this roster. This is not a throwaway year. The reason why I keep introducing names like Kyle Lowry and Bradley Beal and Karl Anthony Towns is not because of what those players will bring to your team, but what high impact, high leverage games will do for your young players. You know how Tony Crow Media said you become a superstar by having your moment in the playoffs. Guess what? You can't have your moment in the playoffs unless you make the playoffs, right? You can't have your moment in the playoffs unless you make the playoffs. So what I'm saying is before we abandon ship, right? Before the captain goes to his lounge and drinks his last whiskey because the ship is going down, what I'm saying is be patient, man. We lost to the Utah Jazz, who's one of the best teams in the NBA. We lost to them on their home court, right? Just be patient. Let me bring the fellas back in. Hey y'all. Hey. So I'm not trying to hog the spotlight. I just want to get that point out. Before we peace. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got anything to add?
Man, you made a lot of sense what you just said. And hey, a lot of facts behind it.
And you know what I like about it? It ain't no fluke. When you beating teams of those calibers, that tell you got something. You know, if you beat one playoff team from a year ago and that's looking like they're going to be that again,
right?
Then you can say, oh, it's a fluke. But it's a trend when you see something continue. And the losses we've taken have been the teams that we should have beaten.
Right.
So that's clearly show you a sign of an immature team.
Right.
So we just got to make the right moves, man. And the right move is going to be with that point guard position, that floor general. That's what we need in here. Not no inconsistent roller coaster name, Alfred Payton.
Right.
That's
Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
No.
That's more like the piggyback. I'm just going to throw this out there. You said the quick fix of the team. That's why I went that small forward, which was Knox. I know we stopped, but you know what I'm saying, I was going to continue. That small forward is suspect. If we could get a Robinson or Osman from Cleveland, that's definitely a perfect piece. And to clean up that point guard position, which is either Rose or Lowry, or more Lynch. That's the fix for the team that we need. So those are the holes that need to be fixed, that need to be addressed right now. As far as that team, that small forward in that point guard position, you give me a Duncan Robinson or Osman over Knox and Bullock, and give me a Lowry and Rose any day.
Right.
Cedi Osman.
Right. Hey, shout out to Donald Cannon too, by the way. And so I just want to ask y'all this, and I know we're about to dip. You know what I'm saying? But how patient can we be with the roster as currently constructed before media pressure gets on the front office to make a move?
As patient as we've been as Knicks fans for all these years. If you're a Knicks fan, you got patience, man.
Say that again. Say that again.
If you're a Knicks fan, you got patience. So that just tells the tale of the tape right there.
Yeah,
We
and
patient.
shout out to my man Latrell Sprewell, the American Dream. He, you know what he said, man. And I had never heard anybody say it until he said it. He said, you know, the media always want to say that, you know, Knicks, you can't rebuild in New York, right?
Right.
But he said, nah, that ain't true. You know what the problem is? Is the Knicks fans to Rocket Point, to the Rockstars point, we're patient. The problem is the front office have panicked. They're the one always panicking. And how you know we are patient. The stadium is still filled when we was able to have, you know, ain't nobody turning away from the Knicks.
Exactly.
The value of the Knicks is what it is because
we always had them bowlers in the building. That's what I'm saying. We can't get antsy and go running for those players and after they prime. We always had them. We had to, like I said before. I keep saying this. I'm keep nailing this nail into the board. We had the Baron Davises. We had the Steve Francises. We had the
Penny Hardaway.
The Chauncey Billups. So we had
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway. Yeah. We had we had all those guys.
And we had all those guys off injuries, except
T-Mac. Can't keep running to the. Let's play what we got right now. That's why they still play us right now in Vegas, because we make it ugly right now. We got all the potential on the roster. We just got to figure out them little kinks. Like, let's get it. Let's go.
Hey, Freezy, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
We're gonna get over the hump. We're definitely gonna get over the hump.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead, boss.
I don't think it's the media now, and I don't think it's the fans now. I think we got to worry about how patient is Tibbs gonna be.
Great point.
Tibbs wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs wants to win. So it's not really about like my man Mr. Rocket said. We've been patient. We've been we have no choice but to have been patient. You know what I mean?
Rebuild it never ends.
Sitting here waiting.
It's really about Tibbs. What how patient is he willing to be? And I think he wants a move to be made.
Right.
He wants to win now.
Right. Okay. All right. Hey, so yeah, I'm a wrap right here. Thank everybody for coming through. Hey, and so for the people in the chat and for those that are watching, whether it's live or replay, remember that this is a podcast setting. So we're gonna bring guys in, and we're gonna talk Knicks, but we're also gonna mix up some stuff like some pop culture and all that stuff. That's why you heard the Nas reference and things like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So when y'all look at the show, just remember that we're podcasting and we're doing a lot of information, but some entertainment too. So I tell some bad jokes. I don't know if that's entertaining or not. It's funny to me. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody for coming through. Man, God bless everybody, man. I'm gonna get out here. Y'all be peaceful, y'all.
All right.
We love y'all. God bless
everybody, man. Shout out, hey Tony.
Hit me up.
Hey, great to hear you doing your thing, Tony, man. I'm definitely gonna be watching. You give me something else to watch. I gotta go get on that elliptical, get my hour in. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man.
Check you out, man. Hey,
yeah, don't get off. Stay in the background so we can get the link.
Ron, how do I reach you, man? Because I need you on the show too, man.
Hey,
stay in the background. Put the link up.
Hey, catch me on. Send me through Twitter. Hit me.
Hey,
Ron, you want me?
We can stay on.